if it's anything like last Wednesday.
I am not seeing it at the moment.
All right,
Oh,
last Wednesday.
it might be
Here we
coming
go.
on.
Yep.
There we are.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to
Oh,
the Sunken World
it might be
Saga.
coming on.
If you all
Yep,
don't
there we
mind
are.
muting the stream.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the.
Sunken
I'm gonna
World
wait
Saga.
for us to finish up there. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the. I'm gonna wait. For us I have the finish up there. Why are you? Why am I? I'm the loop. I'm so sorry. How rude of me to assume it was one of you all. Hi everybody, welcome to the Sunken World Saga. This is a Dungeons & Dragons actual play live stream where we have a total of 8 players playing 2 characters each, spread across 4 groups. Tonight we are with the Order of the Lion's Hope, and I'm going to have those characters and players introduce themselves to you now in the order that I have them arranged in Roll20, which is basically at random. So first up, Althea, if you don't mind saying your real name, character name, and your class.
I am Connor Tolles. I am playing Althea Nilo, and I am a half-elf sorcerer.
Okay. Then we have Merahim.
Hi, I am Merahim, a divination wizard tiefling, and my actual name is Merahim.
Okay. Actual name is Merahim. Then
For
we
today.
have Akka.
I'm Nathaniel Potts Wells, and I'm playing Akka. He's a half-orc strength monk. Strength-based monk.
And after Akka, we have Marcus.
Hey everyone, I'm Aaron, and I'm playing Marcus, the Halfling Druid. Circle of the Moon.
Okay, we've got some specifications. So our characters this evening are Knights of the Order of the Lion's Hope, a knightly order in the Hallandor Empire within the Green Kingdoms in the world of Walharn. They have been to the north, the northeast, technically off of this this map we've got here, in the city of Javenna. They were told to come here, meet with Julius Sextus, a minister within the Hallandor structure, and he gave them orders to infiltrate the Tower of the White Heron, Tower of the Silver Heron, sorry, who is a wizard by the name of Caladrius. They were given orders to eliminate him, as he was now an enemy of the state. Unfortunately, in their infiltration, they were not able to stop him, as he warned them that if they came to the top of the tower, where he was conducting a ritual, he would be forced to kill them. They chose to ascend, and instead of killing them, a fight did break out, but the wizard instead retreated with this massive egg that he was trying to do something with, that ended up being damaged by almost all members of this knightly order. Unfortunately, the group of veterans of the Lion's Hope that entered, one of their members, Makeda, died when the wizard used a powerful spell on her. The Knights of the Lion's Hope managed to capture a minion of Caladrius and fly out with their soul bonds when the wizard had made his escape by opening the roof of his tower and flying out on a massive green dragon. After the fight, they escaped in the same way, but instead chose to simply return to a tavern near the entrance to the city. Upon reaching it, they spoke with the remaining veterans, the formerly mind-controlled Dion Ying, the dwarf Nessus, and the half-orc Dashor. Through what each of them said, they learned a little bit about Caladrius, a little bit about the raging storm that cascaded the city around them, and the lightning that had struck Althea without harming her in the fight, And from Nessus, they learned that this world is not the first world that has ever been. And we are back in the game.
So, Nessus,
Yeah?
in this storm, are people? Should I be worried that I mean, it didn't hurt me at the time, but should I be worried that I got struck by this lightning?
I don't really know. It's not really my business. Not really. And Dashor, still looking into his ale, says, "That is a blessing. People touched by the storm in different ways will be given gifts, a fraction of Stormbeard's power when he passes. You have received a blessing."
So, is that why, I'm not entirely sure. I couldn't tell if it was like me doing it, or maybe if it was like just the lightning coming back out. But is that why I kind of just like breathed out some lightning when it happened? Is that what you mean by some gifts?
Can I roll some knowledge stuff, some like Arcana checks or history checks?
So what are you trying to discern?
I kind of just want to see if Merahim knows anything about this type of thing happening in the past.
Then make a history check.
Okay.
You know how many push-ups I have to do to be able to fight like them, and she gets
Ooh,
to
not
get hit by
one.
lightning.
Marahim, you don't know anything about what they're talking about.
And I know a lot of things about. Gotta find that voice. Never mind. You guys keep going. I'm gonna mute myself and find my voice.
Was your breathing lightning a spell? Was it a spell that
I mean,
do?
I don't. I mean, it wasn't something that I could do before.
Then I believe
Well,
it is
maybe-
part of the gift.
Should I try and do it again now? Maybe it was just a fluke.
Yeah,
Not-
do it again.
Not inside, Jian Ying leans forward. Don't do it inside. These people I'm certain that they would not like you to breathe lightning indoors, dear.
Oh,
I don't think that
Ying.
that is within our coffer's perspective. So
Well,
maybe
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 you can use it
outside.
on this guy right here. Maybe it'll wake him up so we can get some answers.
Oh,
or it'll kill him so we can get none.
Yeah, I don't think we should. Don't think we should hurt him anymore. He's hurt pretty bad.
Althea is gonna be like, all right, everybody, get out of the way a little bit. Oh, I can't move.
I really don't think that you should breathe. Go outside if you're going to do that.
No,
Althea, why
everybody
don't
here-
we try this out of town?
Everybody wants to show.
No.
She's gonna stand on this table.
I
Althea.
really don't think that this is a good idea. I really mean it. I really don't.
I'm gonna look at. Althea's gonna look at Marcus and Akka.
I'm just, my eyes are wide and I'm grinning and nodding.
All right, sounds good.
Althea, please.
Oh, Uncle Merahim learned to live a little, and I'm gonna
I'm gonna cast
be
Grease.
like, look out! Ah!
Okay. You said that you want to cast Grease, Ian. Marahim.
Yeah, I'm gonna knock her over.
All right. Both of you make just a dexterity check to see who starts their action first.
Okay. Just a straight like dexterity check.
Dexterity check. Yes.
Ogie.
Aka's gonna
Alright.
duck down behind this unconscious guy.
Okay.
Where? What? Oh, I just clicked dexterity, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, dang.
Okay, so you cast grease on top of this table. And
She was standing on the table. You said, right?
yep.
Yeah.
And so Althea, can you please make a dexterity saving throw?
Okay. Did I do it?
She failed.
Althea, you fall as you open your mouth to cast lightning. You fall onto the table on your back and cast it up. You will see the lightning just barely doesn't reach the rafters.
Jesus.
But it is big, powerful lightning that shoots out of her mouth.
Whoa.
Oi,
Whoa.
don't... What are you doing? The bartender.
Sorry, I was gonna get up here and sing a song, and then when I kind of fell over, it was just a bit... kind of took me by surprise.
Good gods almighty.
Marihim is just gonna sigh and go up and ask for a towel. Can I?
It's a bit slippery up here. You should really work on cleaning your tables a bit
Can
more.
I have a dirty rag, please?
Tables clean. No, you know what? You all can leave. Go
But
back
it's
out to
raining.
the storm.
It's raining.
Well,
That's fine.
then you... I'm sorry.
That's fine with me.
Table was perfectly clean until someone who shouldn't have been standing on it stood up on it. I set a bad precedent letting the half-orc sing his song earlier today, and I suppose that you all thought that this tavern was built for you, but it isn't.
I can't remember. Is this bartender a guy or a girl?
She is a woman.
Okay.
I told him not to. Can we get another round before we go?
No. Pay for your drinks that you
Come on, the
already had.
Lion's Hope's gold is good for it.
Pay for your drinks now, and then leave.
Genuinely think that this is probably taking it far enough, and I'm gonna put the gold down and
Okay.
start just ushering everyone outside.
It's 15 gold.
Okay.
Hey,
Cool.
it's Marcus from before. Yeah, I know that might have been a bit of a mess, but I was just thinking that maybe we could stay, enjoy our drinks, have another round. We have some friends coming, and I'm going to cast Charm Person on
Wait,
the
it was
bartender.
15 gold for drinks? That's expensive.
It was
drinks.
all of the drinks earlier, and these drinks.
Okay.
And also, you bought, rounds for the bar, several rounds for the bar, and you all agreed to the drinks then. You cast Charm Person, okay?
Wait, I didn't buy several rounds for the bar. Who bought several rounds for the bar?
I know you were fine with it last time, Ian.
All right. Somebody owes me 10 gold.
She does not succeed. I'm sorry. Yeah, you all can stay.
Yeah, I mean, we'll pay for our drinks, of course, and Mirahim here is going to clean up the table, and maybe Akka could sing another song. I know how much you liked that. And yeah, we'll just have a seat. Maybe no more lightning breath. And we'll see you soon.
Right. Let me get your friend that rag, and she gets it.
Oh, no worries. And I'm
Never
gonna
mind, I forgot
cast
I'm a
Prestidigitation.
wizard, and I'm going to start casting Prestidigitation here.
All right, the two of you together manage to clean up the table, and the veteran lions basically just return, and you can see that Dashor is now on top of being horribly sad. He just seems annoyed.
And Dion, I'm so surprised you told me not to do it. I mean, I distinctly remember you hopping up on a table and singing your songs and playing your little guitar. Oh, well, actually, I don't know what you were playing, so never mind. Didn't say guitar.
Is a difference between hopping on a table in order to entertain one's comrades and hopping on a table with intention to
Breathe
possibly
lightning.
damage the area around oneself.
Oh,
Well,
no, I was fully planning on, I told everyone to get out of the way. I went to a table where there was
But
nobody there.
you could severely limit the harm by going outside, as I suggested.
But there's, water outside. What if somebody was, walking by? Can't
I didn't
lightning,
mean
go
throw the
through
door
liquid?
open and
Oh,
breathe it
Althea.
straight outside without looking.
Look up, Althea. Outside. When you're outside, you can look up. That's where the lightning comes from in the first place. You don't need to. Althea, please.
Well, I mean,
do
maybe
not
that would
bring
be
lightning
worse. You don't
outside
want
again.
to cross streams with another lightning bolt coming down.
Yeah.
That's. Oh,
Also,
you're
you know,
all so
technically-
stupid.
The lightning, I mean, it wasn't coming from the ceiling in the first place. It was, I mean, when I was doing it, it was like coming from my mouth in the first place.
Well, that's what I mean, but like an actual lightning
Yeah.
from a cloud, if you mixed with yours, who knows what would happen.
Right. Do
Maybe
any
the
of you know
world
how
would end
lightning
and start over.
works? Do any of you understand how the science behind lightning?
No.
Right. So
Yeah,
Just-
it's hurty.
yeah, it is. It's hurting for everyone in this bar and the building. We can't afford to replace a building, Althea. So please
I mean,
do not spit lightning inside this very nice tavern.
the Lions Hope's a pretty big organization. I'm sure they can afford it.
No, 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 we can't.
Well, I mean, we could always trash the place and see.
Well, that or we could
I'm just
not
kidding,
trash
of course.
the place.
I wouldn't trash the place. Not while they
Oh.
still have barrels of ale.
I'm gonna look over at just all the veterans, and just be like, "Help me."
Yeah, they all look horribly depressed since their friend was just killed in front of them.
Oh. Yeah.
Wasn't that also the friend that you all liked a lot?
Yeah.
Y'all are taking this very lighthearted.
No, I had to beat up the one that I liked a lot.
Yeah.
I like Dion Ying the most.
Okay, so you all make a MySpace list of which of them you
My
like.
top 8. You're the one that asked us to make a top 8.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's just very funny to me that you all are like, one of them's dead. But it's not my favorite. That is just funny to me. I'm sorry.
Look, when you're playing friends with your mind's eye, you tend to only have enough room for a certain amount of emotions.
I'm gonna
So,
just be nursing my mulled wine quietly.
One of us will have to stay and speak to the minister.
Yeah, I was thinking
suppose-
maybe one of you could do that, and we could head on back, see what's going on next, tell the Lions Hope about what's going on.
I can do that.
Great.
I don't
There's
think I
more-
want to return to the temple for at least a few days.
There's more that we need to discover. We need to find where he went. Why he took her body.
yeah, that was a little weird.
I propose that the four of us should return to that tower and look for any answers that we can find. Allow our friends and comrades to recover.
I mean, that sounds good to me. There's a lot of area in there that we did not quite explore.
I guess, Marcus, you did say you were going to say goodbye to your new friend in there.
Yeah, I wanted to check in on Steve before we left. I think that's a great idea. Maybe we could see what's going on with that big old dinosaur, too. A little interested in that as well.
The door of the tavern opens, and a soldier walks in, drenched in water.
When you say soldier, you mean like of the state?
Yes, a Hallandor Empire soldier, and like there is a distinction in the armor worn between, like the legion that is stationed in a city as the city's guards, and then there is like the legions that move around. And, everybody, please have headphones in. And this one is not a city guard. This is like a soldier who is off fighting. And he just enters and says, "Attention! Any legionnaires of the Hallandor Empire, you are needed to... You are required to appear at the nearest barrack as soon as you can. Full armor. And he scans, and it doesn't seem like anyone is jumping up. There are no legionnaires in here. And he goes, right, everyone, if you see legionnaires moving through the city, you are not to accost them, not to take up their time. They are needed elsewhere.
What's going on before you leave?
He turns, make a persuasion check, just a general persuasion check.
Marcus, I
I'm
think he
immediately
said not
taking
to
up his
do that.
time. Yeah.
He kind of stops himself at the door and says, Dal Royoth has attacked Ursamer to our east. We are... Men of Hallandor are required to give their aid. And he...
They attacked who?
Good luck.
Ursumer. The, country to the east of the Hallandor Empire.
What's the lowdown on the political ramifications of this attack, Ben?
What would Merihim know?
Yeah.
He knows that Ursumer and Hallandor are allies. So basically, Hallandor has said that if Ursumer is attacked, it will be participating in the war, and that is sort of that was the deterrent to Dal Ryoth, but the man who negotiated that peace died very recently. And it seems like Dal Ryoth has decided to take advantage. So a lot of soldiers from Hallandor are going to be funneled into Ursumer, and it's probably not great for Ursumer that they're going to have a larger power stepping in.
Gotcha. War at this time. War at the end of the worlds. Just what we need.
Yeah, what do you think the deal with the Lion's Hoop with this war is going to be? Are they going to call us too?
We are not soldiers. We serve the Emperor, if it is his choice that we are required near the front. It will not be as troops, but our duty is to the people. We will aid, not destroy.
Can someone remind me? Did what's the guy's name again? Get the egg?
Caladrius did take the egg, yes.
We need to find that egg. If we don't find Galadrius and take that egg from him, there is nothing that we will be able to do.
Not to mention all the omelets that'll be lost.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Anyway.
we wanted to go back to that tower of the Silver Heron.
If we get back to the tower, we can search it quickly and find some clues as to where he might have gone as a backup location.
Well, who's going to question this guy?
Well, friends here are quite talented.
We can take him with us and question him there. I'm sure it would be more private.
Rough him up a little bit, yeah.
Oh, but he might know that place better than us.
Yeah, that might be a good thing. He could show us where we need to go.
Have any of you considered the possibility that he was also under a mind control?
Oh, that's true. Well, but in the off chance that he wasn't, we could, question him down where Marcus's friend is, and, if he's not compliant with us, Marcus, didn't your new friend say that he, eats anything, even, people?
Yeah, Steve has a big old appetite. I'm sure he'd love this fellow.
Yeah, so, worst comes to worst, we could feed him to Steve and his friends. Maybe it could be an incentive to get him to, make sure that he's actually talking.
In the
sure he's
meantime,
fed a few people to Steve.
we don't know that. We don't know anything about that. Have we taken off his helmet?
No.
I'm going to take his helmet off.
Or you might have. I'm sorry. I don't recall if you did.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
might
didn't
need
know he was
permission to
wearing
take
a
it.
helmet.
He was wearing a helmet. He looks like he is from, like, he looks like he is of ancestry coming from Hallandor and Zashan, probably.
Human.
Human, yeah. He just sort of, like, when you take off the helmet, his head just sort of lolls back down. Do we want to,
Does he look evil?
wake him up? Nobody looks evil.
Voldemort looks evil.
Do we want to wake him up? He doesn't look like a snake man. He
Okay,
just
cool.
looks
Good
like
to know.
a-
Good to know. Good to know.
If he was an animal, he would be a human. Nessus says, "Do we want to wake him up?"
We should remove his armor first, in case he tries anything funny.
Yeah, but he's already tied up, and then we'd have to untie the ropes, and then take all of his armor off. That probably takes like 10, 15 minutes, and then these blokes over here, I don't think that they're going to be too happy in about 45 minutes when they realize that I had to use a little magic to get us to stay here to get this table. So
He's wearing full plate, right?
He is.
I'm gonna take out my dagger and just start cutting the leather straps that hold it to him.
Okay. Yeah, you start doing that. It takes you about 5 minutes to get like most of it off. There's parts of it that you can't really cut away.
Yeah.
Could have
but you
sold that, Mary.
can get like his
We can repair it.
his like breastplate you can get off, and his pauldrons, that sort of thing. And Nessus says, "Oh, by the way, not too sure I tied him up great."
no, I'm sure you did it fine, Nessus. You're really talented.
If he wakes up, I'll just pick him up over my head and spin him a few times till he's dizzy.
Why don't we just
Right, Heidi?
tie him up some more?
Yeah, I won't be insulted if somebody else does that.
I have one hand, so.
Alfie will get up and do it.
Okay, make a survival check, Althea.
Oh, probably should have been me then.
And how are you tying him? Are you just like tying rope around his bound hands?
Is he laying on the ground?
No, he's in a chair.
Oh. I was gonna hog tie him if he was already on the ground. Oh, there's a 21!
Nice.
I will probably... I guess I'll tie his hands behind his back. I'll, like, tie his feet together. And can I, like, loop a rope from, like, the top part of where his hands are tied, and then also, like, tie it around his neck? I don't know. That seems like it would help something.
Oh yeah, if he tried to slip his legs in under it and something,
Yeah.
he'd just choke himself to death. I
Yeah.
like it.
Sure. And so do you have have you given him like the Western style knot, like where his hands are just like shoved together so he can't like move his fingers past his other hand? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's tied around his wrists super tight.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess. Whatever.
Well, and then,
Whatever would be the most secure.
and then Aka's gonna come up and is gonna tie each of his fingers together so he can't wiggle his fingers.
All right, Akka makes
No,
a
I'm just
very
kidding.
smart move for. I mean, if you want to tie his fingers together, that's fine.
Does anybody else have any other rope? We could, like, maybe also cocoon him? Like, wrap it around his entire body?
I'll just hold him.
Yeah, Ek is real strong. He can take care of him.
Just, like, bear hugs him from behind.
I literally, like, I put one arm, like, around his, body, like holding his arms against his sides, and then I'll take my other hand and like put it over his shoulder and wrap down and grab my other elbow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move any forks, knives, because this was the paladin, right?
You don't know his. He didn't use like any smiting type abilities.
Oh, I could have sworn somebody was smiting.
that
Did
was
weird
short.
mirror image stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna still move any weapons away
Wait.
from him.
Didn't he like banish somebody?
His sword, like, sent
Oh.
him forward in
Okay.
time. So
You all left his sword at the top of the tower.
Oh, I thought we grabbed it. I thought somebody grabbed
No,
it.
I made very specific note that none of you decided to take his sword.
Oh, dang it!
So you have him, and Dion Ying says, "I can wake him up." She leans over to you, Althea, and says, "I think the three of us are going to go outside. I think if Dashor hears him speak, he will simply decide to throttle him. So once he's awake, we'll be off."
Sounds like a good idea.
Hey, Dion Ying, before you leave, I think Ellen was supposed to come by and get a drink. If you see him out there, could you just send him in, tell him that we already have a table?
Alan the rooster, yes.
Yeah.
If I see a rooster, I'll hold the door so that he may enter.
Great. Yeah, that'd be swell.
All right. Very well. And she reaches out and touches him, and you see him jolt awake. And she just kind of summarily leaves, and he looks at each of you. Very well, you have captured me. Where have you brought me?
Oh, see, I told you he wasn't under mind control. We should have just taken him to feed him to Steve.
Why is no one in this tavern concerned?
Oh yeah, we
Because
go
we're the
back.
good guys.
Yeah.
He takes note of the fact that you all have pauldrons, and he says, "I do not recognize your order, but I can tell that you are knights. Very well then. I suppose that I am your prisoner. What do you ask of me? Or are you simply waking me because I need to have my daily feeding as you take me to a cell?"
Who are you?
My name is Kailash. There's your answer. Who are you? Horned one.
That's not much of an answer. Who
Yeah, this is
are you?
Merheim, and I'm Marcus, and this is Althea, and this is Eke.
Merheim just rolls his eyes.
And when Marcus introduces each person, I literally like shift his entire body so that his chest is like facing the person that he's mentioning.
Yeah.
And then when he mentions me, I just look down over him, like almost like upside down.
You like
Your
Spider-Man.
way.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Kailash. We're just here. We thought we would ask you a few things about Caladrius, the end of the world, that whole thing. You know, there was that egg and then the dragon. Yeah, so any kind of information like that you want to tell us? You want a drink? Eka, can you want to feed him a little bit of drink?
Sure. And
I do not imbibe.
Oh, okay.
just splash some up around his mouth.
I do not. That's very disrespectful.
I know you don't have hands right now. I just thought maybe you could lick it off your lips or something.
I will need
Where
to...
is Galadrius?
Caladrius?
Where is he?
He like sits for a second, kind of just staring off, and then he says, "He does not wish for me to tell you.
So he is still in your mind.
He shall be with me always."
Yeah, but, you know, we're such good friends now, Kailash. I thought maybe we could, just share some information with each other. I'm going to cast Charm Person on him.
You realize that's going to drop it on the bartender.
No, it's not.
It doesn't.
It's not a concentration spell?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. He does not succeed.
It's 16, by the way. So,
Sure.
uh,
We are not friends, but I am willing to cooperate.
well, I guess you're right. We're more of a friendly acquaintance, if I want to be more accurate with my language. But yeah, maybe you could just tell me a little bit more about old Caladrius.
He is a genius. He works to save each and every one of us. We are souls condemned, and he chooses to ensure that we are not.
But see, he said that he was going to kill everyone.
Also,
We all shall
where does
die.
where does he go to do all of his genius thinking after riding away on a dragon?
He does not wish for me to tell you. I would like to tell you, but unfortunately, I am. I've made promises to not share aspects of his life if he is unwilling to be forthright with them.
Do I have any idea like how he's basically communicating with him?
Make an Arcana check. It's probably very powerful magic that allows for like long distance telepathic communication. There are some high level spells that allow that. It's usually a lot slower than it seems to be working for this guy. Marcus, when he kind of makes it clear that he doesn't want to say this, you feel like there is some type of spell that is already working on Kailash that is preventing your spell from having, like, dominance over him.
Okay.
I want to cast Detect Thoughts, and then I want to ask him, where is Caladrius again?
Okay. You cast Detect Thoughts, so you can hear his surface level stuff. Are you trying to go deeper?
If the surface level doesn't...
Yeah. All you hear on the surface level is, "Do not betray the master. I cannot betray the master."
No,
He
go a little deeper.
Okay. As he speaks, he just says, "I do not wish to tell you. I am sorry." When you delve deeper, he is thinking the words of a poem over and over again. 2 red trees on the middle of an island, 2 red trees in the middle of my land. That is basically what he keeps repeating. It's a children's poem.
Can I tell if he's like reciting it, like reciting that to keep from thinking about
It
the
seems
place, or if it's like that's a clue?
when you delve deeper, he gets to make a saving throw, right? To see if he can tell.
Oh, yeah,
Okay, what's the DC and what is it? Is it
16.
is
So
it-
wisdom.
wisdom? He does succeed.
Dang it.
You can tell in the moments before something starts to like push you away a little bit, that it is neither of those things. It's not a clue. It's not an attempt to keep from thinking of it. And actually, you know what? You can tell that he has a spell that protects his mind from deeper effects of certain spells. Like it's almost like his brain has a ward that doesn't completely keep other things away, but it's like a buffer.
Can I search? Can I search him for like magic, any items, like any rings? Because I assume that I've heard of like magic items that, especially as a divination wizard, I think that I've heard of magic items that like prevent
Sure.
like clairvoyance and stuff.
You go over. He does have a ring on.
I'm gonna take it off.
Okay. It's just a simple like band.
Hey, Kailash, my friend here is a little interested in your ring, so don't take any offense. He's just going to take it off your hand right now.
Oh, of course not. I'm very willing to aid your.
Yeah, great. And about that tower that we were just in,
Yes.
What's its deal?
Oh, it will be here for perhaps another few days before Caladrius moves it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Oh, where would the tower go after he moves it?
He smiles and kind of tries to look up at you and says, I think you know the answer.
Okay, we'll both say it at the same time, alright?
All right.
3,
2, 1.
1.
I don't
Blah, blah,
wish
blah,
to tell
blah.
you that.
I've never heard of that place. Can you point to it on a map?
I can, indeed. If you put the map in front of me and untie my hands, I can.
Well, you can use your nose.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Yeah,
if you put a map in
I'll
front
hold
of me.
my hand over it and we'll do it like a Ouija board.
Sounds wonderful. If you put a map in front of me, I can help you out.
Anyone
Do I have a
got
map?
I think one of you would have a map of the
Probably the
Halidor
nerd.
Empire.
Probably the nerd. I'll put the map down in front of him.
Sure. He looks at it and doesn't move.
Oh, here, let me help you. And I start moving his face towards it.
Is it not in Halidor?
I'm not like smashing his face or anything like that.
I would love to help you, but I do not wish to betray my friend. I believe what he is doing is necessary. I know that you do not
How long have you served him?
understand. I've served him for 15 years.
How did that begin?
looking at
And where
him- looking
have
at-
you served him in the past? Can you list them all?
Looking at him, he looks like he is about like 26. I do not I do not know for certain where he will go. I have ideas, memories, places that I know that I will understand that I am to visit, but I am prevented from going myself or telling you because I would like to help you. I really would, but in the middle of when I hear your questions, I just feel another part of me saying no.
This ring is totally non-magical.
That
So what
I
you're
didn't say
saying
that.
is you're
Okay.
you're saying that your mind is telling you no, but your body.
Mary does that in character.
I suppose that. No, I don't think. I don't think that really applies.
We should get him back to the tower sooner rather than later. Actually-
Yeah, that's pretty interesting that the tower's going to leave. You think everything that's inside of it is going to leave too? Like maybe if we were inside of it, that we would go?
Actually, hold on. Does anybody else have any other questions for him?
Well, that was a question, and I will answer it. No, only things placed there by Caladrius, the master.
Would you count as that? So if we'd like put you there, then you could go back to your friend.
Well, no, I'm a person.
Oh. What if we put you in a box that he put in there?
I would be sitting in a box shape in the sky where the tower had been.
That's not going to do you any good.
I mean, that would solve one of our problems.
I will be returning to the master.
How?
Do you want us to escort you?
If
It's
you,
dangerous out there with your arms bound like that, so we'll probably just take you.
Well, if you unbind my hands, I will be returning quicker than I would with them bound.
Alright, there's no reason to be unfriendly about it.
I'm not being unfriendly. I would consider it a bit unfriendly that you have my arms tied.
Well, I mean, you did try to kill us and our friends.
Oh, yeah, certainly. And I will if you continue to attempt to stop Caladrius.
How can we help Galadrius?
Caladrius
Marcus, he beat me with his words.
does not require aid. from aid is useful. That is why I aid him, and others shall soon, but he does not require anything from you but to stop interfering. He is going to succeed. It is simply a matter of how many people stand in his way.
Okay, I do have another question, and I'm not going to ask where he is now. Are there any other places that he hangs out at regularly that he's definitely not at right now?
Yes.
Would
And
you be
he-
willing to tell us how to get to some of these places?
Well, the tower. He's got to see the tower.
He actually looks out. And he says, "The mind of Lypris." Sorry, the mine of Lypris. Not mind. The mine of Lypris.
What's in that mine?
Yeah, what is it? What is he like about that place? Like, why would he hang out there normally?
It is where he gets his powder. The Limlac stone that he crushes into powder for spells.
Then- Is there any way for me to like discern based on like the runes that he uses in a teleportation circle or something like that where he might be going, or is that something that like there's no way to figure that out?
You could possibly do that if you found a teleportation circle. You could, with a high enough check, be able to recognize like, oh, this represents this place, because like the creator of the teleportation spell, like it plays off of their perception. So if he like wrote the name of a city, which he might well do, some teleportation circles would include that, you would then be able to tell that.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
I do not wish for... I don't know why, but I do not wish harm upon you. I would ask that you stop interfering.
What do you get out of the end of the world?
He looks off, and then he looks kind of back at you and he says, I will be given my original body, and this body's soul will return.
Wait, what?
I will, in the new world...
Reincarnation.
In a way, when the new world begins and all of the living souls in this one are placed there, I shall be... My original body will be reformed, and I will inhabit it. And the poor man who...
Is this one not your original body?
No, this was the body of a gentleman who unfortunately lost his soul, and I... Galadrius
Wait.
asked him in his last moments if he would mind if I took it, and he did not. So we are going to ensure that he gets a
How
second
did
chance.
he lose his soul?
Well, is that why he took the elf? Is he gonna do that to the elf? Put a soul in it?
Yes. He
We
put,
need to hurry.
He will put another ally of ours into her body.
Well, so like, where were you before you were put into this body?
I was... The master keeps a room, I suppose is the easiest way to define it, where he keeps souls. This body's soul is there, it simply can't be put into a body for now. It's resting, it's dead.
Merheem leans over to Althea and whispers to her, "You should find the others and warn them that..." What was the name of the one who died again?
Makeda.
That Makeda might be showing up at the Lion's Hope.
Yeah.
And it might not be Makeda. Will not be Makeda.
I'm gonna lean back and I'm gonna say, I will go warn them. But first, I turn back to Kailash. Is this room of souls in the tower?
I use room because it's the easiest way that I could fathom it when I was there. It is not a physical place. It is a thing of Caladrius's... Well, not actually his invention, his father's.
Have I heard of that?
Make a Arcana check.
Did
Let's just
you
make 5
17.
Arcana checks at the top.
you said
You, just really quick, Merhim, you know that there was a wizard who lived in Javenna, a elven wizard named Orsentus, who his magical specialty was soul magic.
you said he asked the soul of this body if he could place you into the body, your soul into that body once it left. Does he need permission?
No, but he always gets it. It wouldn't be fair of us to use this man's body without at least asking.
Would I know that Charm Person would end if I punched this man?
I think you would, because you are capable of taking Charm Person as a sorcerer, so I think you would know.
I want to get in his face. You're lucky I can't hit you right now. I'm going to walk out. I'm going to go warn the other 3 that about Makeda.
Okay, we'll play that out after the rest of the interrogation scene.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you wish to know? He's not unwilling to give you answers.
Are the answers truthful?
I don't like to lie.
That's a good quality.
Yeah, about
You know,
this.
if it wasn't for all the trying to kill us and ending the world thing, this guy would be alright.
Yeah, and the whole possessing someone else's body. That's a little fishy.
Well, he said that the person told him it was okay. I mean, maybe the wizard lied to him about that, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Kailash, I was wondering about the whole end of the world thing. Is this new storm? Is that part of the end of the world, like the Night Wolf and all that? What's that have to do with the whole egg that Caladrius had?
We discussed it as a possibility, but it was not something that we had planned for. Essentially, unfortunately, by the design of our reality, belief has a great deal of power, and anyone with a system of beliefs can have an end of days. The energy that is surrounding this belief in the end of days can be very powerful. This world has faced what many believed to be apocalyptic threats before, and when that happened, the strain on being, the force that keeps our world aloft amidst the void, it became strained under the weight of all of that additional energy. So it might speed the process, and Caladrius will need to work a little bit faster.
So you're telling us
that there are currently multiple ends of the world happening simultaneously.
Yeah, wow.
Well,
Wonderful.
the end. There is the end of this Yornish belief, but then there is the reasonable end of simply finishing our time on this world and going into a better one through the work of Galadrius.
So you truly believe that Galadrius would create a world that was a utopia?
Yes,
Have you never read anything about utopias?
I have read much on them, as did Galadrius.
Then you should be aware that they simply cannot exist.
Well, they can. It's material conditions simply need to be different.
So, in this new world, Galadrius would be God. Not just a god, but the god.
He would, from what we have discussed, he would be simply its architect, and then he would leave.
You realize that Galadrius has clearly an exceptional amount of control over your mind.
He does not control my mind. I serve him willingly.
Then tell me...
You feel, Marcus, the charm person, has actually kind of changed? Like, you feel like he is, like, straining against it a little bit when Merahim says that.
So then...
Wait, sorry, that Kailash is, or that Caladrius is?
Kailash is. Like, you still feel that ward around his mind, but now
Yeah.
it's like Kailash is kind of like
strengthening.
squirming inside of your spell.
Squirming to get out of Marcus's spell, or to get out of...
Marcus's spell.
Interesting. So if you have complete freedom of your own mind, tell me where he is.
I am choosing not to.
Yeah, I mean, Ack has tried real hard to find out where he is, and I don't think that our friend Kailash here is going to tell us, Mirahim, so maybe we should, drop that line of questioning. He seems to be a little touchy on that, a little prickly.
Oh no, I have no doubt in my mind that he couldn't tell us where his master was if he wanted to.
I am willing to answer your questions, but I do not like hearing my master be disparaged. He is not taking free will away from us.
Well, isn't that what life is? Isn't he trying to reset everyone's life, whether they agree to it or not?
True. But
You beat him with your words there, Akka. Good job.
there must be sacrifice.
Akka gains 1 experience point.
If the world is to be better, there must be sacrifice.
But why is that his choice to make?
Because no one else is making that choice.
Well, then, doesn't that tell you that maybe he's a little off if he's the only one that would make that choice in this whole world?
Not to mention,
Right.
why is he the
Poverty.
one that gets to decide who lives and who dies?
Should not we maintain the system of poverty, since everyone has agreed not to take action? Should not we
Yeah.
maintain the system of slavery, since everyone has agreed not to take action? Should not wars be continued to be waged over petty grievances and resources? You can feel like it's like you're holding in like a ball that keeps straining to like inflate, Marcus. Wars continue to be fought simply because no one is striving for peace.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of people that are striving against all of these things. And there's not just one person on each.
Yes, and as we have seen here in Hallandor, the good faith actors within a broken system who believe it can be fixed They make so many accomplishments, don't they?
To be frank, I don't have a problem with someone tearing down a broken system. You're not talking about a system, sir. You're talking about a world.
The world is a broken system.
Your master's a broken system. How can one man determine who lives and who
Marcus,
dies?
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. Okay. 11.
Okay. Even though Charm Person is not a concentration spell, it has broken.
And I feel that it's broken.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Mirahim, I don't think he likes people talking about his master like that. We were such good friends just a couple minutes ago, and now I don't think he likes us very much.
I mean, it was more like friendly acquaintances, remember?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I guess we're being technical.
This is no Steve.
Yeah.
The man can't handle a little pressure being pushed on his belief system?
Oh, I think that it kind of strengthened him, against my friendliness.
Ah, yes. What, is your master not willing to charming debate?
He has debated for long enough. He tried to work within the system. When that didn't work, he tried to work with others who said they were dedicated to tearing down a broken system, as you are. And when he told them of the World Egg, when he told them of the ability that they could have to build a new world together, they refused him.
I'm sorry, that's not a red flag for you.
No, it's not. I am sorry, Tiefling, that you are content enough to live a life of personal convenience and comfort, or even just you getting by, while others around you suffer.
I'm going to gesture at my missing arm. Convenience and comfort are not something that I readily know, sir. What I do know is that I do not trust a stranger to determine who gets to exist and who gets to disappear
Yes,
from
you
every
do.
reality.
What is an empire?
It was a record store that went out of business a long time ago.
I don't know what that means.
They sold records of history? Have you never... Well,
It was just scrolls and scrolls, but then after people updated from scrolls to tablets, they
they just completely went out of business.
I believe that people updated to scrolls from tablets.
Yeah, my friend was misspoken, yes. They were just tablets and tablets, and then they just all went out of business. But what is an empire, sir? That's... An empire...
That is someone making decisions for people they don't know.
That is someone
do you know
making
your
decisions
emperor?
for people that they don't know, but there is a large difference between someone being a dictator and someone being a god.
Is there?
Yes.
Someone who cannot afford food is not an emperor or god.
Can an emperor snap his fingers and in that instant, have someone cease to have ever existed?
Yes.
No.
A person can be killed. Their name can be erased from
Yes,
all record.
in an instant?
Not in an instant, but is it
Yeah.
any different?
Yes.
you lose again, buddy. You're just losing
No,
words
you-
everywhere.
You make the assertion that it is the timing of injustice. That is what comforts you. That it takes
What comforts
time
me
for
is
death.
that, yes, because when it takes time for death, you can do things to prevent it.
Then fine. Very well then. Keep me prisoner. Go after my master. Try to stop him. You will end up dead.
Well, if you say so, but we're gonna need directions.
I will tell you nothing.
Yeah,
Caladrius tells me that you are good men and women and beyond, and that you are trying to do what is best, and that you should be left to do as you will. But I disagree.
You know, I don't like you disagreeing with the master.
Yeah, that's really rude. You shouldn't be disagreeing with your master.
You're starting to be less charming to me.
He just doesn't say anything.
I'm gonna put his
Yeah.
helmet back on. But
Well,
I'm gonna put it on backwards.
Kalash, it was really nice meeting you. Glad that you didn't kill us earlier, and I'm a little disappointed that we're not better friends. I thought that we would be. Arkham, maybe you just want to knock him out again. He seems to be a little angry right now. Let him cool down a little bit.
All right, let me try and do it without it hurting him too much. And
You
I'm
can
going
just,
to clobber him in the back of the head.
you do, and he falls over onto the table, like in a slump. Meanwhile, outside, in the street, with all of the heavy, heavy rain, your tokens aren't there, but you catch up to the veteran lions, Althea.
Hey, hi. I'm sorry to tell you this, but it seems the bad news just keeps coming.
What is it?
Well, in our line of questioning, we found out the man that's in there, his body does not belong to him, but it's not in the same way that your body did not belong to you, Zhong Ying. Apparently, Caladrius likes to keep dead bodies because he has the man called it a room, but it's not actually a room of souls that are his allies, and he takes people's bodies who have passed, who have lost their souls, and he puts his friends' souls in them to help him when they die. So, if you happen to see, oh my gosh, I already forgot her name. Makeda. If you happen to see Makeda,
You see
it's not her.
Dion Ying and Nessus, their faces have dropped, but they both kind of look at Dashor, and when you look at him, his face just looks like blank.
Now, there is maybe a silver lining to this. He did say that, when Galadrius does manage to create this new world with the egg, that the man inside of Kailosh's body, he will get his original body back, and then the other man's soul will return to his body. So maybe, just maybe, there's still hope. Maybe in this room, Makeda's soul is still there, and so maybe, just maybe, if we get her soul and bring it back to her body, maybe we could also bring her back.
Dashor begins to walk past you as he pulls his pike off of his back into the tavern.
Wait, Dashor.
He is not listening to you.
Oh no, no!
Back in the tavern, you all see, hey, Dashor's back.
And with a drawn pike?
Yeah, he walks in with his pike, and he walks over to you just as you have knocked him out. He gets right
Yeah,
here.
he wasn't very helpful.
Pike
He
takes it out, and Fireman
Joshua?
chops it into this guy's unarmored back.
I was gonna say let's at least take him outside.
No.
Alright, I'm gonna start casting
Oh.
Prestidigitation to clean up the
Aye.
blood on the floor.
I'm going
oh God.
to tear that wizard limb from limb. And I'm going to find his fucking soul room. And I'm going to get Makeda back. So that she may rest.
Right.
He spits onto the body, and he turns and he starts walking away.
One more round, barkeep.
Of course, you see when you turn, all of the patrons of the bar are terrified and are starting to leave, but the bartender is just like, my crazy friends, my crazy friendly acquaintances.
The
Uh,
bar is so much less fun.
as soon as he walked in the door, I turned back to Jian Ying and Nessus, and I'm like, maybe I should have pulled you two aside and spoken to you all, and maybe not him.
I think he was an angry fellow when he was young. I think
Is he still young?
not too young.
Oh no, I was making a joke, but no, keep going. Sorry.
Well, to tell you the truth, I was pretty. I would have liked to kill the bastard myself. And Dion Ying says, "Yes, same here." But I was thinking as we rode down here that it could have been any one of us that he got right in front of and cast that spell on. And if it had been me, of course, I would have been upset. And Dion Ying, we all would have been upset to lose her, as upset as we are with Makeda. If Dashur was gone, I'm pretty sure Makeda would have walked right in there and done what I'm sure he's doing. And he walks back out and he has blood dripping from his pike.
Oh, you did it, didn't you? You ended it. Yeah.
I'm going to a different tavern. I'm going to drink until I go to sleep. Nessus.
Nessus says, Yeah, laddie, I'm coming. The two of them start walking.
All right. Well, take care. Bye. Vaughn, when you make it back to oh wait, no, we're going back to Lion's Hope. Never
Yes.
mind.
It's I think the three of us are going to get hammered. So we will be meeting with the minister tomorrow.
Sounds good. All right. Well,
Always a pleasure.
happy drinking
Althea.
then. Yeah.
And she turns.
You as well, Johnny.
Walks away. The assistant to the bartender is like, "You all need to leave."
Yeah, I think that's fair. I have a friend coming by, Ellen. He's a big old rooster fellow. If you see him, just tell him that we're going to be back at the Tower of the Silver Heron, probably.
Yes, I'll tell your cocky friend that you'll be gone.
Do I
don't
see
think
Alan
you understand.
outside?
He's actually a rooster. Anyways, we'll probably be there. So should we just leave the body, or
No,
take it with us?
Take it with you.
Hmm.
I don't want to take it.
Yeah, maybe we'll just leave it. I think
We'll
that might
call
be
the
better.
god if you don't take it.
Oh, but you won't call the god if we do take it.
Yes, so take it. Get
all
out.
right.
Well, maybe you should call the guard just to take the body.
The bartender comes over. I don't understand why this is such a problem. We can clean it up. No, mother.
Yeah,
Go,
see,
go.
Oh, all right. Yeah, if that's the case, then I think that we're going to go on to the tower. And
Do I see Alan outside?
should we take the body?
Just go. Just go. I'll tell. If a rooster walks in, I'll say they're at the tavern, and I'll bring him a meal and an ale, and sit with the rooster and sing him a song. Just
Marcus,
go.
You should probably summon Alan to fly us back anyway.
Well, yeah, but he
Go!
came all of his way. Yeah. I think, yeah, we'll. Akka, do you mind taking him?
You know, if this world is really ending, I'm really pissed that this is how we're spending the last minutes of my life.
Yeah. No, I understand that. Maybe we could just dump him out back.
Just go. You see, he's like,
where's the
holding
back
his
door?
head and crying, "Front door!"
No, but we need to take him out the back. We don't want to scare
go
anyone.
out of the front. No one's coming. It's a horrible storm.
Yeah, you're really making me want to just leave this here.
Leave
All right,
it,
fine.
go,
I'm
go.
gonna pick it up and walk to the front door.
All of the patrons are just looking at you all terrified.
And I'm gonna try and prop him up so he looks like he's sitting drunk outside the tavern.
Sure. As all of you exit, you see a little cocky rooster is strutting up towards you.
Oh, hey, Alan. How's it going? I just remembered we forgot to pay our tab. I'm going to pop back in just for a second here.
Oh, don't forget to get that free drink and meal for Alan.
Yeah, Alan.
No, I already paid the tab. You owe me 10 gold.
All right, we'll work that out later. Alan, there is a free meal waiting for you in there if you want. It seemed like they were going to be really accommodating to you, but I think they want us to leave. We're going to head on over back to the tower. You can go with us if you want, or take them up on that meal.
When you say that, Alan walks straight to the tavern door and like pecks at it.
Oh yeah, I better get that for you. You don't really have hands to open the latch. Here, Alan, enjoy. I'll talk to you later.
He, like, when you open the door, he does that bird thing where they kind of, like, hold their wings open and walks in, like, really swaying his head from side to side. And you just hear, "Oh, here he is."
All right, thank you. Nice to see you again. This is Marcus from before. This is my friend Alan. Remember we were saying that you would help him out with a meal. Anyways, we're gone. We took care of the body, so don't worry about that. All right, have a good one, Alan. And I'll pop back outside.
Yep, and you all can walk back to the tower. Do you want to go back, or do you want to try to go back in with, like, a boat so that you can get to Steve real quick?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess I would, while we're walking, I would say, well, we probably don't want to see that big old coral thing. That must be still out there, right? So maybe head in the same way.
The coral thing.
Yeah, there's that big old monster that we saw when I rode on the back of that. What's your bed's name again, Mirahim?
Raven?
Yeah. His name's Raven?
Yes, because he's a crow. You get the joke?
Yeah, I guess so. Anyways, when I was riding on Raven's back, we saw that big old monster. Looked like he came out of the sea or something like that. And we don't want to meet him, I don't think. So head in through the canal again. Yeah?
Yeah.
I guess I could get my friend to swim me. Maybe one of you all could get on it as well.
Oh, yeah. Didn't we rent a boat from somebody?
Oh, yeah, we probably left that in there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
All right, well...
Well, I mean, to be fair, the world is probably ending, so I don't think anybody's going to be missing that boat.
Yeah.
If anything, this wizard, the only good thing out of this wizard doing this is that we're not going to get in trouble for that boat.
Yeah, but I don't think that he knows that the world's ending yet. I don't want him to be the bearer of bad news and all that.
Althea turns around and screams because there's two of her in the street.
It was the reflection of a bolt of lightning.
Question, could we summon our soul bonds to meet us at a place in water?
No, you would have to be by the water.
Oh, dang.
You can't
Well-
just be like, be in this ocean and then there.
I'm gonna summon my soul bond, Larry, back to fly me over the water, fly me through the canal.
I'm gonna summon
I thought you-
my
I thought it was
water.
Raven.
No, I've got a familiar and a soul bond. They're both crows. One is named Larry. I didn't give him that name. That's his name. The other is a familiar named Raven. It's a crow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
You all, so you summon your soul bond by the canal, Aka?
Yes.
Okay, and what is that soul bond?
It is. What do you mean? Like, what is it? Like,
What is the, you know, like what animal is it? That's all.
oh, it's a walrus and its name is Statius Clay. He doesn't like anybody to call him by that, though.
I want to. I'm also. Can I summon my hippo by the water?
You can.
Right. Gonna do that, and my hippo's name is. I did not think of this before. Gonna name him.
You don't have to. You can just summon it. You can name it on the way.
No, I'm gonna.
Hey, Eka, you think I could ride on the
Yeah,
back
alright.
of your guy? Because I don't think Pamela's going to be too good in this environment here. She's kind of, you know how it is with jellyfish. Just would rather
Yeah,
ride
I
on the
don't
back of
think
something
Statius
solid.
will mind. I don't even think he'll notice that you're on him.
Oh, great, yeah.
He'll
Be nice
cool.
to catch up with him anyways. So, all right then. Thank you.
Okay, so you all have your rides, and I think let's go ahead and go on our break. So why don't we come back at 7:30? 7-minute break.
Okay.
Cool. Great.
Okay, nice. Everybody, we will be back here at 7:30. See you in a bit.
I wanted to make it be. Oh wait, we're still probably streaming, aren't we?
Yes.
So probably shouldn't say something inappropriate.
I mean, you could. I'm gonna go to the restroom really quick, though. So if you all want to talk in character to pass the time, or just talk about the great deals at PetSmart, your choice.
I wanted to do something with like that sounded like hippopotamus, but the only thing I could think of was from a horrible joke I heard at some point in time.
I have no idea what
Sounds
it is.
like hippopotamus, but it's lick a lot of something,
God.
and that seems
Like
Not
a weird
right.
name to give a
yeah,
bird or a hippopotamus. Oh my god.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I want to do something funny.
How was that?
I think I might just name him Trixie. Name her Trixie.
Yeah, I don't know what my what the octopus's name will be. Got to figure that one out.
You can name him Marcus. If you
Oh
want.
my god. I know this is super awkward, but my octopus is also named Marcus.
How does Marcus feel about that?
Yeah, I think that'd be
Apparently he's
alright.
fine with it.
I
Yeah.
feel like Marcus would be super like, oh yeah, sure. I understand.
It's a good name.
Congratulations.
I did that drawing of Althea today while I was at work.
That was super good, dude.
Thanks. Took me a while. Ugh.
What did you use to draw it with?
Procreate on my iPad.
You dirty.
Yeah.
Procreating all over the place.
Oh, you're at work too. Man.
Yeah,
yeah.
procreating while you're at work, you nasty.
Ooh. I'm really excited because Ian, were you still on the call whenever I sent that sketch of the fire genasi with the ponytail?
Yeah, I was.
I finished it
Oh, dope.
over the weekend, and it looks like this one.
Where are you posting it?
I sent it in Lion's Hope. My fire genasi Sunsoul monk with her flaming fists. Ugh.
Oh, dude, that looks awesome. Good job.
Thanks. Oh my goodness. That one took so long to do.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like, even just the hair itself was really hard to figure out, to like how to get it to blend.
Yeah, I like the coloring in the ponytail. It's really cool.
Yeah, the coloring is really good.
It was really freaking hard to figure out
Yeah.
how to do that. And she practically naked. The only thing she wears is her skirt because her entire body is made out of rock, so it doesn't actually kind of look like she's naked. She's made out of lava rock, and all of her Soldar lines look like there's lava roiling under her skin.
That's very cool. I really like. Yeah, I think it's a really good little piece. When are you? Is that for a game that you're already playing, or just a character that you?
It's a game that, yeah. It's a PC that I'm using for my friend is my friend is running a campaign. It usually goes on the nights that I'm not playing on this one. So this was supposed to be on Wednesday. However, he's busy this Wednesday, so actually as soon as we're done with this, I'm playing her. So
Nice.
yeah, it's a lot of D&D for me today.
Yeah, that's like a lot of D&D.
Oh yeah. But I'm excited. I love playing. And she's quite the spitball, she is. She talks like this. And
Oh no.
oh man, she's really... She ain't about it. She'll knock you down a peg. She's also kind of... in our first session, she knocked somebody out in just one round. She used both of her basic attacks, and then she did her key points and knocked somebody down in one go.
Oh wow.
And it was one of the other party members.
Yeah, monks are like people think of monks as like really weak classes, and it's like no, monks are very good.
Especially at early levels, they're just so strong compared to other. Yeah.
I would argue that they stay just as strong all the way throughout. They're so freaking good.
And I think this console is even more OP than the other ones.
Oh,
Because
really?
you can punch from 30 feet away.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But
And
doesn't that
it's not
cost
even
like key points?
It's
No.
just it like changes your basic attack. And you can even use it on your flurry of blows.
Oh my.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're all back. 7:30. Let's jump back into it. I have, unfortunately, I think, the map with Steve. I believe I deleted instead of archiving. So
No.
yeah, I'm very sorry about that.
Tragic.
But you do, I will describe. So basically, you all come to the little alcove beneath the tower. And there is your boat, but there are also 6 other larger gondola-like boats.
Oh no.
Oh god, the people with the masks.
Do we see anybody out there?
you don't see anybody waiting by the boats.
I'm going to disguise self into Gladrius.
Really quickly, I don't know if it's a problem with our mics, but just his name is Caladrius.
Caladrius.
Gladrius.
Caladrius.
Maybe that's why he didn't like us very much.
Yeah.
But at the docks, you disguise yourself into Caladrius.
Yeah.
Okay. So you turn into Silver Fox Half Elf.
Right. He is the
wizard. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just a heads up, before we keep going, I am a little tapped out at the moment. We had a big old day fighting wizards and rock people and that sort of thing, and cleaning up a mess at the tavern. So not a lot of and by not a lot, I mean I don't really have any spells left. So let's not commit too hard to anything that we don't want to die doing.
Yeah.
Quick question. Did we get a short rest? And also, I have no idea how many spell slots were used.
I would say that we could consider that time in the tavern to be a short rest, so if you would like to retroactively use hit dice right now, you may do so. I do not know how many spells you used. I know you used Catapult at least twice.
Okay.
And you used Find Familiar once.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was a ritual. I didn't have that prepared, though. That would have had to be as a ritual.
Okay. I believe it was used in combat, but
Well, wait, what?
I thought that it was. Let's just say you only have first level spell slots left, and you don't have all of them.
Yeah, I couldn't use Find Familiar in combat because it takes an hour to cast. I think Find Familiar can be there though.
You did
I
have
thought
your
that
crown.
you used. I thought you used it to scout the.
Yeah, he did. So no worries.
So I just did the thing where
That's-
he's in existence. So I just clicked him into
Clicked him
my
into-
area.
How
Gotcha,
many how many spell slots do you have first level total? You have 4. You have 2 left, and you have no second level.
Okay.
Let's just say that.
I did the level up Mancer, and it reset everything on my character sheet to being full rested. So I don't know where I was at with anything.
Okay, I don't think you were even bloodied. So let's just put you at 3/4 of your current health.
When I use hit dice,
I'll just say I spent 2 hit dice.
Okay.
it's just the hit dice, right? Like whenever you're
Yeah.
Short
plus your
resting.
Constitution modifier.
Oh, it is plus your con?
And I'll say that I
Alright,
used
and-
3 key.
Okay, so
I think you get key back on short rest, though, right?
You do.
Mm.
I believe so. Yes.
So you all do your thing, and you all go up to.
Can
wherever
you-
your hit dice take you?
Just say a sentence in Caladrius's accent.
This is my tower.
This is my tower. That's how Althea's gonna talk for when she walks in. This is my tower.
Yeah, it's pretty good out there. You should.
Can you say Bell Atlantic in that voice?
Bell Atlantic.
Okay, no, it's not what I thought it sounded like.
Oh, am I saying it wrong? Is it? Am I supposed? Does it sound differently? Let me try like this.
Now try
No,
saying,
no,
if you build it, they will come.
If you build it, they will come.
Merahim's gonna start walking in. He's gonna look for traps or something set up by whoever put these gondolas down, and then go inside.
Okay.
Oh,
make an
hold on,
investigation
let me-
check. What were you gonna do, Althea?
Well, I did this so I could go first, so maybe we can trick them into thinking I'm back.
Well, then we should probably not waste any time, because we don't even know if these gondolas are actually belonging to Caladrius's people.
Marahim, you do not see any traps.
Okay, cool.
It's just those limestone steps that lead you to the long hallway.
Alright, Althea's gonna walk up.
Okay, you walk up. It's the long hallway with a slight curve to the right.
She's gonna put her hand on. Was it on the right wall? Right.
I feel like it was on the inner wall. I forget that.
It was the right wall.
It was the
Yeah.
That was earlier today. So I'll
Right. Yeah, exactly.
not months ago. So you all.
Alright.
The right
Right.
wall.
So she's gonna put her hand on the right wall and walk until
Yep, and
it turns.
you come to a normal hallway, and you can see the storage room up ahead. That it was the one that had Steve in it. But as you get close enough that you can see into the room, you see 2 dead human bodies.
Who dares be in my castle?
You don't hear
Yeah.
any response.
Well, remember there was that invisible bloke that Steve was telling us about? Maybe he came and, killed these guys, or maybe Steve got a little hungry. Him and his friends jumped out, had a little snack. They got him.
Certainly possible.
Do they look like they were killed by cold?
From what you can tell, it looks like they were killed by a combination of cold and being hit by stuff that was very big.
Oh, yeah, and then there are those other big blokes that you have to kill by hitting them in their bum.
Oh yeah. Shit. We have some things that are. Oh, I mean poop.
What
You can't
happens
say that word. Don't we have some pieces of these rock guys?
I don't think we kept pieces of them because that activated it.
Chipped a piece off. Oh, was that me? Did I do that?
You did, yeah. You're right, you did. But that was the ruby one that was that we totally fucked up. We totally shattered it.
Yeah. But what did we do with that? We put it somewhere. Do I have a...
Didn't we give it to Steve?
No, we gave.
You threw a piece
We gave
of
the
ruby.
piece that was on the table to Steve.
You did
but
get a
I-
bunch of ruby dust.
But didn't we chip off? There was one that started growing, and we chipped it off.
Yeah, and you got a little fella that is still alive. I don't know which of you have it. I didn't watch that.
I think it's either me or Marahim because we were
Yeah.
the two up next to it. But I'm pretty sure one of us put it in a bag.
Yeah, I think we just put it in a bag. I think we should just head through this room, Marcus. If you'd like to stay and talk with your Steve, then by all means. But I think that we should investigate ahead so that we don't get cut off by whoever these people are,
Yeah.
and so that nobody. Jesus, there's a racket. We should probably investigate that noise.
Yeah, I'm gonna scurry on up.
Yeah, I'm gonna scurry up.
Good day. Good day, young gym people. Good day, good day.
You all walk in. When Marcus walks in, you do hear, Marcus.
I don't have any spell slots left, so I can't do
Oh,
animal.
never mind.
Speak with animal.
You just hear.
Hey Steve, it's Marcus again. I know that you can't understand me. I can't really understand you either right now, but just wanted to pop in, say hi. I know that your master's gone. This tower might be going to meet him. I'm not sure. Here's another ration, though. Hope you enjoy it. And I'm going to toss in another ration onto the ice pile.
So, when you walked in and heard that, you saw there was a floating spriteling who was flying. And he catches that, and he flies over to the dead body. Like, he grabs your ration and sort of absorbs it into himself like he did before.
Right.
But he flies over to the dead body and kind of, like, you see his little ice hands, like, grab at the cloak that he's wearing and kind of, like, tug on it. And then he points in towards the inner chamber.
Can I do, like, an insight check to figure out what he's trying to say? I don't know.
Make
I actually
a
don't.
charades check with insight.
Yeah, right. 2 words. It's loading.
Oh, can I, also while he's doing that, can I investigate and try to figure out who these people who got killed were?
Sure. So you intuit, Marcus, that he is trying to tell you more of them went that way.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's a whole lot of birds down there. I realize that you still can't understand what I'm saying, Steve, but, it's just really comforting for us to talk like this, old friends. All right, I think that Merheim is looking around the room like he does. Merheim, be careful with those gems again.
Merheim,
we don't...
Okay. You
23.
go over and you lift their masks, and you see that they... one of them is from probably Dasaro, like, blue eyes, light brown hair, pale.
Okay.
The other one is probably from Sashan, darker skin, curlier hair.
Do they have any, like, insignia on them that...
Just the mask. They are wearing... Sorry,
The same
I didn't
mask.
mention that. They are wearing white mask, like a theater mask, open mouth, open eyes, with a gold line running from the forehead to the chin. Both of them, it's the same dude that the mask is.
Gotcha. Do I recognize that dude from my cultured background?
I could tell you to make a check, but you won't.
Okay.
It
No.
is not like a stock theater character. It's made
Yeah,
with a
that's what I
similar
was asking.
design, but it is not like the fool or the young lover. It's not the design that would usually be used. It looks
Okay,
like
cool,
a
yeah.
like powerful 30-year-old man is kind of the vibe.
Does it look like Caladrius?
It does not.
Okay, cool. That's just what I was wondering. So that's it. I'm good. Okay, cool. They don't have anything on them, do they? Were they armed well?
They do have what looks like short swords. Both of them had, but they are on the floor.
Okay, great. I'm good to keep moving if y'all are.
Yeah, maybe we should toss these guys in there for Steve and his friends to chow down on.
Do you think that would trigger Steve and his friends to attack us again? Because I really would rather.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. If they get hungry,
They'll go get them.
yeah, they'll go get them.
I imagine.
That's a good idea. Hey, Steve, help yourself to these blokes if you want, and we're gonna keep going. Thanks for the heads up. Have a good one. We'll talk to you later. Yeah. All right then, Steve.
Yeah.
All right, you all continue, and you reach the door into the central chamber.
Oh yeah, maybe we should go all sneaky like.
Probably a good idea.
To this room.
Are we all? Who wants to go forward?
I'll go first because I'm looking like Galadrius. Galadrius, sorry.
You're currently Gal Adrius. So you want to go through the door?
Yeah.
Okay. You open the door and you enter, and you see there are a bunch of these white masked dudes in there.
Who dares be in my castle?
They turn.
It's a tower.
One of them turns and goes,
Shit, lads. Looks like he's back. Fucking. Go get help. Go get the adjudicator. Come down, get him.
and one of them breaks for the spiral staircase, and the rest of them are going to attack you. I need everybody to roll initiative, please.
Shit.
Only Althea is through the door. The rest of you are behind the door.
Ooh, did I roll?
14.
Oh, shit.
12.
Poop, sorry, I can't say these curse words. That's naughty language. I rolled an 8.
Okay. So first up in our order is Merheim. If you could please wear headphones, everybody.
Right. I need to zoom out. Yeah.
Yeah, this is that massive room.
Look,
Oh
places
wow,
are,
that's right.
places are big.
Okay. Jeez. I mean, like even the big spells that I got are gonna be tiny. I already had mage armor on, so I think I'm just gonna.
Oh, I forgot to.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna do that thing where whoever's the closest to us, do any of them look like they can get to us?
These
this point-
three that are
oh.
closest to you could reach you.
Oh, well, he's a little far. These two can. Okay, I'm gonna Ray of Frost this guy.
Okay, so you're gonna come through the door to do that?
Oh, am I behind the door?
You are behind the door.
Yeah, I'll come through the door. I'll take a step forward.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a step forward. I'm gonna Ray of Frost him.
Sure. 17 does hit. 10 cold damage. Okay. Yeah, you have killed him. You see, when you hit him and he falls to the ground, his cloak sort of billows open, and you can see that these guys don't seem to have armor.
Well, looks like we can just beat the crap out of them and go on our way. I'm gonna go ahead and use the rest of my movement to like, kind of just position myself a little bit better.
You have 25 feet left.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go here.
Okay.
1 sec.
I'm pulsing on the spot. Next up, it is Marcus's turn.
All right, I am going to. I'm going to use my bonus action to wild shape into a dire wolf.
Okay. Let me get that.
And yeah, sorry.
All good.
And he is a large creature. Just a heads up.
All right. So return of, was it Woofus? Is that what he's called?
No, there was like a lupus joke, I think. I don't remember.
All right. Return of Lupus.
Um,
Lupus the Third.
And I have 50 feet of movement
Sure.
as him, and so I'm going to run here past Althea, and I will go ahead and bite this guy.
Sure.
Or person, I guess I don't know.
12
There you
just exactly hits.
Okay. And they have to do a DC 13 strength saving throw, and I do 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay,
so.
they fail and fall prone as you crush them in your mighty jaws, and they're dead.
Yes. Yeah. And I do the thing where a dog gets too excited playing with a toy, and I like throw the body back and forth in my mouth.
Yeah, you just shake your head. And...
Yeah, exactly. And that's my turn.
Okay. Yeah, he is dead. Next up, Akka. It's your turn. I think you're muted.
Run there, and I will make an attack. 25 hits, I'm assuming.
25 does hit.
Does 8 damage.
Okay, that guy is massively bloodied.
And then I'll use the extra attack that I get now that I'm level 5.
Yeah, when you are running towards it and he has seen your 11 doesn't hit, but when you're running towards it and he's just seen his friend get obliterated by this wolf, he just kind of goes, "Shit, this wasn't supposed to," and then you hit him. But then he manages to dodge out of the way of your second hit.
Okay, and I'll use my bonus action to martial arts attack.
Oh my god.
21.
21 does hit.
And that does 9 damage.
All right.
At least that guy doesn't have to die.
After missing, I just can keep the momentum of it, and I spin around and just backhand him with my bonus action. And that took me, let me measure that again, 25 feet. So I'll move another 15 to here. And then my turn.
Okay. Next up, it is Althea's turn. Galadriel.
Oh. How much movement do I have again? Only 30 feet.
Oh, did that guy run up the spiral staircase?
Yes.
Shit. Oh man, I can't really reach anybody. So I guess I'll 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 30. So it's my action and my movement to move 60 feet. And I guess I'm just gonna hold by the staircase.
Okay.
Are you a witch or not? Do you not have any cantrips that can do ranged spells?
Oh my god, I do. Oh my god. I forgot. I was like, I don't have many spell slots left. I don't want to use them now. I have cantrips. Oh man.
Yeah, dash.
Could have freaking done that. Yeah, I walked and moved. I'm smart.
It is their turn. This guy's gonna get here and pull a crossbow from his robes, firing it at Althea. That is a 15 to hit.
That is. Sorry, I'm on my spells page. Need to go back to my core. Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay, you take 6
Oh
points.
wait, shield.
Okay, what does
Bonus
Althea's
extra shield.
What does Althea's shield look like?
Again, the lion's head just comes up and like kind of swallows me.
Yeah.
And there's this blue spectral lion head around me now, like so, like the mouth like came up and whoosh,
Yeah.
the
nice.
teeth clamped in front of me to block it.
Nice. Okay, then yeah, that bolt is not gonna be effective.
And then I'm going to move because storm tempestuous magic. I'm going to move 10 feet forward onto the stairs.
Okay.
So that way, if anyone I'm going to like block the way for anyone to get up.
This white mask gets right here. Takes his short sword.
No.
If anybody isn't wearing headphones, I can hear myself. Gets right here and tries to stab at you with his short sword. That is going to be a 16 to hit.
That is going to miss.
Okay.
Because my shield is still up.
Yep. And then this guy is going to run forward, take out his own crossbow, and fire it at Marahim. That is a 19 to hit.
Ooh! That'll hit. I'm just gonna take the hit. These guys are weak.
Okay. You take 10 points of piercing damage.
Never mind.
Sorry, he immediately got a max damage roll.
Dang.
So you take 10 points of piercing damage.
Oh, I'll use my, just to help clean this up. Where is that thing? The Infernal Legacy. I'll just go ahead and use Hellish Rebuke on him.
Does it have a range of 50 feet?
I'm trying to find that out. Where's... Say that you can cast a Hellish Rebuke spell at second level once. Okay, let me find it. Sorry, one sec.
No worries. As that is
60 feet.
60 feet? Okay.
60 feet.
Then
So...
he makes a save, correct?
Yes, he makes a Dex save, and it is cast at second level through Infernal Legacy, so...
Okay, well, he got a 12.
So he's going to take some hurt.
Okay, what does Hellish Rebuke look like when Marahim does it?
He just kind of gets hurt. He gets, like, stabbed, and he just starts muttering, like, "Oh, blast you, bugger, why'd you do that?" And he just, his eyes glow red. And as he looks up at the person who shot him, they just burst into flame, and Marahim looks really embarrassed.
Okay, yeah, you all just see this guy burst into flame, and he drops to his knees and goes, "Ah! Ah! Ah! Ah!" And then he's dead. Okay.
Sorry!
Marahim, it's your turn.
Alright, yeah, so on my turn, I'm going to go ahead and run 30
feet. Where is the start of the staircase? Is it like here?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so I'm
where,
gonna
it's where
run.
Althea is, basically.
I'm gonna run straight as close as I can get. Oh shoot! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to go ahead and just cast Toll the Dead, Ray of Frost. I'll cast Ray of Frost.
22 hits, 7 damage. He is bloodied.
And then I'm just gonna go ahead and shout, "You're better off just leaving. You're all going to die if you try and fight us. There's a giant wolf."
We will be returned by Naya.
Wait, who's Naya? Do you want to explain some?
Marcus, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to run to this guy, and with pack tactics, I have advantage.
Sure.
I'm going to bite into his throat while he's trying to explain.
23 does hit.
And 9 piercing damage.
Okay, he's like a popsicle to your wolf form.
Yes.
Question, Ben. Could I use my reaction to grab a hold of the giant wolf as it ran?
Yeah, we already did that, so I think you can. So you get pulled like a jet ski up to that spot.
He's got the bottoms of his feet, the corns are smoking.
You gotta
skidding across the
You gotta jump
marble floors.
You gotta jump a shark, Akka. Marcus, you have killed another of these fellows.
All right, and I have a little bit of movement left. I can't fit up the.
You would not be able to fit. It would take you a really long time to like wiggle your way.
Wiggle my way in. Okay.
I was behind him, giving some pushes.
Like Winnie the Pooh, he might be able to make it.
I'm going to finish my movement then and keep going towards this guy. So.
Okay. Akka, you're next.
Well, I hate to be that guy, but since we know the one is running up the stairs, I'm going to move 20 feet to start going up the stairs. And then I'm going to use the other 20 feet of my movement to keep chasing after this last guy. And if I know where he went in the next level, if I see him, I'm going to chase him use my action to dash. And if he's still far away from me, but I know where he is, I'm going to use my bonus action to Step of the Wind.
So
and to do another 40 feet.
Yeah, so when you have dashed, you dash and you come to that room that had the tablet puzzle, and you see him going up the main stairs that you all
like
took.
the real stairs that we unlocked?
Yeah, and you see him going up there. So then with Step of the Wind, you're able to catch up to him, basically.
Okay.
But
so I'll burn my key for that.
Yep.
So you just see, like, Akka is just, like, taking, like, 15 feet at a time with these large strides that are almost like hops.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay, and after Akka comes Althea.
Althea is going to say, "Take care of him, boys." I actually can't remember if that was. I already forgot Caladrius' voice.
It's better that they're like, "Wait a minute, what?"
And she's gonna run. I have forgotten his voice. Althea would not, though. And she's gonna run upstairs after.
Okay, yeah, you can almost make it to the second floor.
Can I see?
You are not there yet.
Is that like just the movement?
It's a pretty long climb. If you dash, you would be able to make it to the second floor.
Yeah, but then I couldn't do anything. From my spot, can I still see the guy downstairs?
No. It's a spiral staircase, like you've gone up it. Go
Mm,
around and it's blocked. Are you gonna take action to dash, or are you gonna do anything else?
yeah, I guess I'll take an action to dash because I can't.
Okay, then you
Do
manage to
anything
make
else.
it to the second floor, and you can make it almost to that second flight of stairs. Then back on the ground floor, it is the turn of our white mask guy. He's going to backpedal to here, and he is going to fire his crossbow at the wolf. That is 22 to hit.
Yep.
Poacher.
Poacher!
7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
To Big Bad Wolf. Next up, Marahim. It's your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, I'll leave him to you, Marcus, and then I'm gonna run up the stairs, following the two of them.
Okay, it takes you basically your full movement to get to the steps and start.
Okay.
Going.
Yeah, I'll dash. I don't mind dashing.
Okay, you make it just
I
to
ain't got
like where
nothing
your
else to do.
eyes can see the landing of the second floor.
So
Next.
there.
I mean, conceptually, you are almost to the second floor. Like it'll take like 10 movement to get into the second floor map.
Gotcha.
Now, Marcus, your turn as a wolf.
Okay. I'm going to continue towards this guy. It's 45 feet of my movement, and I will attempt to bite him.
Sure.
And it's a 15 to hit,
15 hits.
and that's 12 piercing damage.
Yep, and you grab him up and he goes, God, why? And you crush him.
Yep.
Puncture all of his organs.
I eat him whole.
Okay.
Flip him up into the air, and it goes down my gullet like the big bad wolf. All right, and then I'll take another 5-foot step this way, trying to get back to my allies.
Okay, can you make it I just want to be clear if you can make it to the steps. Yeah. So
Okay.
it'll take you one turn to make it to the steps. I'm going to switch us. If I have the other map, I will. I believe I do. So you all make it here. Basically, Akka has him. Althea, you can see Akka and this guy.
You didn't move the ribbon, Ben, if you do
I
have the map.
have not. I'm just making sure that I had the right map.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It is actually Akka's turn, so you have the guy right in front of you. It is Akka's turn. Are you muted?
Thank you.
No, I'm not muted. I'm just looking at Lysaria.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have a lot of maps. I have to move some stuff around.
But did you say that I'm in melee with him?
You are in melee with the guy. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and just start wailing on him then.
Okay.
Where's my character sheet go? There it is. So an 18 to hit with my first one, and that
Yep.
does 5 damage.
Okay. Yeah, you just punch him right in the back.
18 again with the second, and that one does 6 damage.
Okay. You knock him out.
Okay, so I just literally like both fists at the same time, just like hook them around and just double kidney punch him as he's trying to run.
Yeah, and he just slides and he is down. The rest of you can catch up to Akka, unless Akka, you want to keep going.
I'll wait for them.
Okay, let me get you all your new and improved tokens. But you all are on.
I'm gonna wait for you to bring everybody onto this map, and then I'm going to start heading up to the next.
Well, the next map is just the top, which I do believe I have deleted. But you all make it back here. You're all here. Hey, hey.
The gang's all here.
And you're all together. No combat.
Did they say that they were gonna run and get someone?
Yes.
Yeah.
The adjudicator? Was that what I heard?
Adjudicator?
Adjudicator.
What is that, like a judge or something?
I think that we might be killing allies.
Well, I mean, they kind of already, we've fought them once, and they seem to be low-banded thugs. Remember, we faced them back in, right?
Yes.
Back in the...
We did face them. I think that it might be worth trying to talk with the adjudicator and see if we might have a common foe.
True.
Regardless, I think that we should get to the top of this tower as soon as possible, just in case they're ransacking any magical items.
Wait, did
This
anybody...
guy was heading up those, so I guess that would be the stairs to take.
Wait. One of you grabbed that guy's sword, right?
Oh, Kailash? Nah, we left it up there. We could grab it, I guess, when we go back up. Or, there are also all those doors downstairs. They might lead to other interesting things, other friends for us to meet, like Steve's, other Steves.
Maybe these guys are caught up in those weird metal webs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Lots of memories.
That's true.
Wait, are they going to see our memories?
When we get up there, we should really be careful of not getting hit with any swords or anything, because, they might, if they're already up there, they might have his sword.
Yeah, I think that's just a general good rule of thumb there, Althea, not to get hit by swords. So,
I would agree. I would agree with you, Marcus.
Well, yes, but, getting hit by a regular sword only does, like, a little bit of, a little bit of slashing damage, give you a little cut here and there, no big deal. But, like, this guy's sword kind of
All right,
bumps you out of existence for a moment.
Nah, yeah. Let's head on up. Let's
head on up. Maybe, Akka, maybe you take the front and try to go about it a little bit stealthily, but you're faster than all of us, so...
Okay, I'll give it a shot. Let me roll
I'm
stealthy.
still gonna be Galadrius. Galadrius! Oh my gosh! I'm sorry, I just did it again.
Okay, Akka,
Oh my God.
you start stomping up the stairs.
Oh, I totally forgot that Akka has, like, no dexterity.
Akka stomps up the stairs. You all realize, oh yeah, that's pretty noticeable.
It's a lot of foot slapping sounds as bare feet on the marble.
Flap, flap, flap.
I'm going to be like, Akka, wait. And I'm going to take the mask off of the guy on the ground, and, like, if he has a robe or something big that he can put over, we can put over Akka.
Does have a robe.
I'm going to take the robe and the mask, and I'm going to hand it to Akka and be like, wear this, just in case. So that way, if they hear you coming, they're not going to attack you right away.
Okay, so the robe is like a cut-off belly shirt on Akka, and the mask covers
he's
half
that
of his
big.
face.
How tall is Akka?
I think he's 6'7".
Okay,
Yeah. It goes to about your waist. Like, it is a poncho on Akka.
Yeah, I mean, like, that would go down. Okay, if it's a full floor-length robe.
I thought they were just like cape-style things.
It's more like that.
Okay, so on a normal-sized person, how far do they go down?
On a U-sized person, they would go down to like your knees.
Okay, so it would be like an upper thigh. It's a poncho.
It's a little cape. It's a little cape.
The fella you got it from, he's a little on the short side.
Okay.
That guy in a little coat situation.
Yeah.
And the mask is, awkwardly placed around his balding head. And all right, I'll keep going. He says at his normal volume.
Well, okay. And Althea's going to turn to the group. I mean, if we really are wanting to be stealthy, I mean, I can go invisible. If we're thinking maybe they're not friends of Galadrius, I could go ahead.
Yeah, I think that we should just go. These guys didn't seem very strong. We took care of them back down there on the boats, and now we took care of them back here in the big room with the dinosaur and the go-kart.
Yeah,
and so I think up on that top floor, we could just take care of him again in the rain. So,
Right.
All right,
yeah, Akka, you just
do it
keep
then.
going there. You look great in the mask. But yeah, just head on your way up.
Should I
I'm up
drop?
top now. I don't think they saw me.
Yeah, good job, Akka.
So you
We're
all
on our
go
way
up.
too.
There are no memory strings. Akka gets to the door to the tower top, and it is unlocked. It is closed. Do you go through?
I will. Yeah. He tries to do it like slow and unsounding, but his big old paws, crank the doorknob real hard or whatever they have, and shoves it open a little too loud.
I really love the idea of what's about to happen. All right, go ahead.
All right, yeah, you do so, and you can see inside the little fellow who ran away, the white mask with no armor on, and then you see a
Wait, I thought I already broke his kidneys.
no. Oh yeah, you did. That's right. My bad. Different encounter than I was thinking. But you do see. Okay, I'll say with his back to you, you see a large, like a 6'4" human shape. You see he is holding the sword that Kailash had been using. He's in this sort of long cloak with like these sort of wrappings around his shoulder that seem to like wind around his whole body. Not like in a restraining way, but you see there like this nice like silk ribbon almost, and you can tell that he has a mask that is similar to the ones that the people downstairs were wearing, but it is different. Like it is like not tied around his head, but like there is more porcelain behind his head to like keep the larger mask on. But he has his back to you.
Okay.
As
He is
Akka
gonna
and soon
drop.
the others enter the room.
He's gonna drop this guy's self.
And Akka, thinking that it's working, that he is sneaking because the guy hasn't turned around, is just gonna move up.
I want to stick close to Akka.
Okay, are you being stealthy?
Yeah.
Okay, make a stealth roll, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna move with them just so that I can at least get within range of the guy. And I'm gonna move stealthy.
Okay.
I rolled a
Everybody can make
10.
that roll if they are choosing to do it.
My gosh, I rolled a 4. I have a +6 to my stealth, and I rolled a 10. That means I got a 4.
Hey, that's what I got on my stealth roll.
I think I can hear everyone not being stealthy, so I'm not going to try. I'm just going to walk behind them.
You all walking, trying to be stealthy, are louder than Marcus's just normal halfway
No.
walk.
Right.
And you hear, "Stop. Do not come any closer."
Who are you?
I am an adjudicator.
What is that?
It is a position of privilege. You are not servants of the wizard whose tower was here.
No, we're the ones that evacuated him. Well, more of an eviction.
Good. You stopped him. I see that. That was good of you to do.
Is his back still to me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take one more step forward.
I said to stop, friend.
I did.
You did not. You have prevented our enemy from acting as quickly as he would like.
Oh, so if he's your enemy and we're his enemies, then that makes us friends, right?
It does not.
I was never good at math.
For your services, the four of you, in preventing something that my mistress does not want, I will forgive you killing our new recruits downstairs. Did you kill them? I assume...
I didn't kill anyone.
Neither did I.
I may have knocked a couple unconscious. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, I think you might be talking about us. I ate one of them, to be honest.
You wait.
I
What?
froze a couple solid
Yeah.
and set another on fire. And that one, the fire I'm more... My bad.
He turns around,
Oh,
and you can see that his mask...
I don't know these guys.
His mask is the same, like, chin, jawline, and mouth as the other masks, but he has this weird sort of, like... It's still like a mask, so it's not a real helmet, but he has, like, this weird helmet with, like, bands of metal, like, made to represent bands of metal, that get, like, larger and are layered on top of the lower one that go up to, like, his forehead, and then just becomes, like, a uniform helmet.
I mean, in their defense, your people did attack first, so...
I am willing to forgive your killing of our recruits. They will be returned through Naya. You have done us a service by stopping the wizard, and for that we thank you.
Right, but you haven't really told us why you're here.
We were coming to stop him. But
I'm
now,
really sorry we beat you to the punch. I would have rather you guys just done it and had our hands out of it. But we do need to clean up some stuff that we did here.
no, that is our purpose here.
Have I
No.
heard of Naya?
No, you said you were here to stop them, and that was already done. So
No.
this is ours now.
You have not heard of Naya.
Okay.
No. If I had gotten here, if your people had not rushed in, we would have stopped him permanently.
Well, I mean, I don't really know how much you
I
can
mean-
done. The people downstairs went a little...
Their purpose was not
Quickly.
here, not at this
Well-
level.
I point up at the altar and I say, "Well, what about that? Doesn't that look like permanent? Don't you see it?"
Yes,
I want him to turn around and look.
He doesn't turn around. Actually,
Well, how
okay,
do you know?
what?
You're not even looking at it.
Make a deception check. In
Oh,
fairness, make a deception check.
Not my strong suit.
But
But
it
a good
is.
roll.
He looks over his shoulder.
When he does that, I try and sneak in another 5 feet.
Okay, make a stealth check. A new stealth check.
Okay.
He turns his head back. I told you to stop. We will
Well,
be...
I didn't stop. I was just trying to get a good angle to point out what I was talking about.
I will be.
You can see all of that weird black cosmic yolk everywhere.
You are exhausting to try and
I,
have a conversation with.
Agree.
I will be dealing with his altar.
Well, that's good and well, I guess. But we did drop that sword while you were here, so we are kind of going to need that back. That's like one of the reasons why we came back.
No,
Our friend dropped his sword. It's actually ours.
I recognize the blade of his dog.
Oh, you know, shit, do any of us use swords?
No.
You recognize our friend Marcus's sword. Marcus, do you know this guy?
This is the blade of Galadrius's dog. It is not the blade of your little friend.
No, it's Marcus, isn't that your blade?
Make a
No,
deception
no,
check.
yeah, he's right. That's my friend Kailosh's blade. He dropped it earlier, and we were gonna go get it and pick it up. Anyways, if you're gonna destroy that, that's fine. We were just gonna poke around here, try to find out a little bit more about old Caladrius, see where he was off to. Maybe you could do your thing. You could let us do our thing. Hi, I'm Marcus, by the way. What was your name?
I do not have a name.
All right then.
I give you free reign of the tower below, but this room is for my purposes.
All right.
This room is for my purposes. This is my accent, not the same one as Galadriel's.
I think that's fair, everyone. He doesn't have a name. Let's just call him Jeff. Jeff, you can have
Do not call
grand
me
old time.
Jeff.
Well, no, you don't have a name, so I figured it just.
I
doesn't
have
be
no need of a
Jeffrey,
name.
Jeffrey.
I
Yeah,
am
no,
an
he does look like a
adjudicator.
Jeff.
I will,
For whom do you adjudicate?
for the White Masks. I am a servant of Naya.
Who is Naya?
Well, yeah.
She is one of the first gods of this world. She has been reborn. At least I believe by now. She will have been. Across the earth, my companions are working towards that. It was my duty and the duty of my men to prevent Galadrius from initiating a process that luckily you all delayed. So now I will be working on his altar, and I give you all free reign of the tower below.
Nah, yeah, I think that's fair. I think we could all agree to that, right, guys?
Well, what if we did like some kind of a contest to see who?
The only contest that I will have is a contest to the death, and that will mean your death. Leave.
Well, it doesn't need to be that serious, buddy. I mean, we should be celebrating your god is like reborn.
I do not have time to bandy words with 4 idiots. Now go.
Hey, to be fair, Merihim is very smart.
I will suffer you no longer. Little one, get your friends downstairs or they will die.
Well, the last person who said that we would die in this room.
Well, he had a big old dragon that,
Yeah.
picked him up, so...
Kind of ran away from us.
Anyways, I think that's fair, Jeff. I think we could all agree. We'll just poke around downstairs. What's this staircase over here, by the way? Have we interacted with that? Oh, that's the way that our allies came through, right?
Yes.
Okay. We might find a way back up here just if we don't run into anything with the Triceratops and those things down there. But yeah, best of luck. Good on you for having what's her name, Naya. Anyways, nice to meet you, Jeff. Everyone, we ready to go?
Sir Adjudicator, would you mind if we exit through this staircase instead of that one? We've already explored down there.
No.
Well, we didn't really. There was like 4 other doors that
Turn
we didn't
around
get to.
and go the way you came.
You're quite rude.
I am not rude. You are insufferable. Go.
Oh, see, that was quite rude of a statement right there.
Go! Or
Yeah,
it
we
will
should just
mean your
leave.
death.
All right, Jeff. We're heading out. I'll see you. Akka, you want to head on back? Gotta keep
Yeah,
taking
go
those
for it.
little steps.
Why do you get to keep his sword?
Because I will kill you if you try to take it from me. I will suffer you no longer. Another
Yeah.
word from your lips and you are dead.
We're not even going to use it. Come on, guys. Let's go. See you, Jeff.
Does that count as another word? I didn't say that to him. I said that to us.
I'm gonna start heading back down the staircase. You guys don't have to follow if you don't want to. But
Well, I was assuming that we were all walking down the staircase, and she was like saying it to our group. That count? Does that saying we're gonna leave count as another word? Is he gonna kill us now?
Yeah, I hope not. He seemed a little put out, I guess.
Kind
I
of.
don't
Yeah.
understand why you would want to just be violent like that.
I know.
We could have just had some kind of a contest to see who wins.
Yeah, you got a whole new sword,
Calling us
too.
rude.
Or even just a conversation. Honestly, I'm a little worried about leaving him with the sword. Do you think we should probably go stop that?
Nah, she'll be all right.
Well, I mean, I could try something. I could, could go invisible and then run up there and wait for him to, like, put it down or something.
Yeah, I think you'll kind of see right through that. He knows that we're poking around here, that we were interested in the sword. Sword goes missing. Oh, let's put 2 and 2 together. Probably.
I told you I wasn't
Yeah, but
gonna
we didn't tell him our names.
Well, I told him mine. I'm Marcus. I kind of tell everyone that. Anyways, there's a whole lot else to this tower. Maybe we could keep poking around. I don't know. I mean, we could go and kill him and
I
get the
wish
sword,
there was
I guess.
like an
but-
instinct check. You know?
Well, so what is your what instinct are you trying to figure out?
I'm trying to like kind of decipher what purpose this person could have with the sword, besides hitting people with it. Like,
Okay. So he mentioned
Well-
when you were talking to him, he mentioned that he and his allies had fought Caladrius's dog before. So it is likely that he
Knows
wants
how
the-
it works.
Wants the sword maybe just to use and maybe for personal reasons.
okay.
Oh,
So
he might know that guy's original body.
True.
Yeah, nah, I don't think so. I think that it's pretty straightforward that he kind of just, him and his boys have been in here trying to fight him, and us and our people have been in here trying to fight him too, and, we just got here first.
Well, what really confuses me is he keeps saying, him and his boys were going to come fight it and they would have ended it easily by themselves and that we're stupid for letting him get away. But, it seems to me like,
His boys
didn't-
didn't seem like they'd be tough enough to
he
do
didn't
that.
fight down there. Yeah. And only like 3 of you took out, there were like 8 of them.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I'm thinking, is that, if he said that wasn't their purpose, that maybe he's the one that's really strong, and, he might be as strong as old Caladrius was, and, he wasn't walking the park necessarily, so maybe it wouldn't be the best for us all tired to go and try to fight him. He's going to destroy the altar. I don't really know how to destroy the altar. I don't know. Do you know, Mirahim?
I could probably figure something out with enough time.
Yeah, but I think he's just going to go on and take care of it. I think, she'll be all right.
Do you think he'll be upset that I have some of this? I'm going to pull up, I think I took 2 bags of that dust stuff that was on the ground. I scraped it up.
yeah, Limlac powder.
I think he's going to be upset that do you think he's going to be upset that I have some of this?
Well, let's just not mention it. We should start exploring this tower.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. Let's
Maybe
head
there's-
on downstairs.
Maybe there'll be something interesting we can take with us.
I actually want to go up this staircase, because this one isn't a direct path up to the top floor, right?
Yeah, I think that one was kind of infinite, wasn't it?
The staircase that is in the room with you, that's not the one that you took.
Yeah.
Marcus, you say that to Merahim?
Yeah, I say that out loud.
Well, we know that our friends did take it to get up here. I'm assuming that Caladrius's quarters were up this way.
No, I think, didn't this thing say something about them just going and going?
That's kind of
Well,
what I remember. Or at
Looking
least
at
that
the...
His
little
his
puzzle.
hologram said that it would take them a long time to climb the staircase. Not that it would take forever. I mean, we ran into them up there.
Well, I thought they just came from another side of the tower.
Well, yes, but it was up those
Up the stairs.
staircases. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I guess that we could go that way, but I just remember that there are these other doors that are, just down the stairs. Maybe we could check those out first before we get stuck in
All right,
this.
sure. We can check those out first. Why not?
Yeah, I kind of just want to see the dinosaur again. We haven't really gotten that close to it before, and
I want to take a ride on its go-kart.
yeah,
Okay, so you all are going back down to the first floor.
Sure.
yeah. If that, I mean, that out of character. If you do think that it's better to go up the stairs now instead, we can do that. I'm not dead set on it. I just don't think that it's gonna. I think it'll take a lot of time. So. It's up to you guys, I guess.
It's fine. I'm just looking for wizard shit.
Yeah, and we could go back up too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
so you all go down here. You see the Triceratops with what, if you zoom in, is a catapult.
I'm gonna walk towards this one. Is there like any description over the doors? Like,
Ben said he'd be right back.
Oh. Bad time.
Yeah, I mean, he says it's a catapult, but
It's clearly a go-kart.
Ben has also said that belief plays a big role in this world in terms of the power that things have. And Potts and me, I think, believe that this is a go-kart pretty hard. So
I just can't look at it and not see it.
It is a catapult. It's not actually there. That's just the only Triceratops aerial view I could get. It is a Triceratops with nothing on its back.
Ben, you missed Aaron's perfect reasoning, though.
What was the reasoning that it was a go-kart?
well, it was that belief is so powerful in this world.
Oh,
Yeah.
If you want to start a religion about the go-kart wearing Triceratops, feel free.
I do. I think I do.
Fredism.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think Ian, you were about to say something before Ben?
Yeah, I'm gonna go explore that door.
Which door? Oh, the right door?
This.
The left door?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you enter what looks like an office. It's very small.
Oh, does it look like it's Caladrius's office, or does it look like an underling's office?
It is. It's like a personal office. So it's
Yeah, I'm gonna-
Galadrius's.
I'm gonna explore that.
Okay. You go through it. Make 2 investigation checks.
And I will assist him with this.
Okay.
Should I roll with advantage?
Marcus goes in and helps you. Yeah, just roll with advantage. I mean, a 23 is pretty good for the first one.
There we go.
Can you roll
24
one
is
more
better.
time for the first investigation check?
Yes.
Just not with advantage. Okay.
Wow.
So a 27 and a 24.
Nice.
So you going through his stuff, you manage to find you find one thing that sticks out to you because of what you recalled earlier. You find a journal, and when you flip to the first page, you see the inscription says, "The Journal of I, or Centus the First," which was the wizard, the elven wizard who did soul magic.
Interesting.
And then with your other investigation check, you find basically a bound group of parchments, like not an actual book or a journal or anything, but it has just a bunch of locations, and a lot of them are like crossed off.
Okay, cool. That
there's
might be useful.
Other stuff that I'll say like after we play that you could find in there.
Okay, cool.
Then
There's one thing specifically I want to see. Does he have any books on the first gods?
Make a investigation check again, not with advantage this time. Because you are a learned man, you see that he has a book on the War of Flame, and that you recall that some scholars submitted the idea that this was a representation through human history, like all traditions talk about this war in reference to a conflict between older gods and the gods that we have now. So it's
Okay.
likely that if he has one, it's this one.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna take that too.
Yeah, its name is Bolero, and then colon, the War of Flame.
Sorry if I missed something important to me. I had to get something out of the oven for Rachel.
No worries. You gotta find a reason for that to be in character for Rocco. I'm just kidding.
Well, actually, he was out here admiring the stuffed bears
Yeah, they're big ass bears too.
and just lamenting that it's been a while since Marcus has shifted into a bear and they've had a good wrestling match.
Okay, but that is all that you find of note in his office.
Althea's gonna check out this room.
Okay, which doorway is that? The top one?
The bottom one.
Okay, you open that up and you see outside, and there is a sleeping coral monster. It's like a big old horse. You see there is like a small courtyard with a garden, and there is a gate that would get you outside of the wall that surrounds the tower.
Going to quietly close the door back. And then head to...
can you ping which one that was?
It's this one down here.
That was the one that led outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's going to quickly then go across to this door while Merahim is still... Because I imagine Merahim went to this door and she went to the bottom one, opened it, and went, nope.
And so you go through that door, and there's a long hallway that you see leads to another door.
Hey...
Akko will go with her.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna head down the hallway.
Sure. So you all
I'm gonna keep a hand. I'm gonna say, "Hey, okay, you keep a hand on that wall. I'm gonna keep a hand on this one."
Okay. And I'll keep my hand on it.
Okay, you all go down. I'm gonna let my dog back inside because he would like to come back in. So if you all don't mind talking in character for just a few seconds.
That guy upstairs was kind of a dick. Don't you think, Olga?
Yeah, I'm really upset about that guy.
I don't
understand how he's trying to take credit for our work, kind of, and
I know.
You know, what little bit of pleasure we could have gotten out of this whole thing. He's just being rude about it, and I even tried to give him a challenge for the sword, and he's trying to take it way over the top like a thug.
I know. You think we should go up there and kill him?
No.
Are you
It's
sure?
not worth killing him.
What do you think we should go up there and just, beat the shit out of him?
Well, I mean, I would like to beat him up, but, it's not necessary, I guess.
Okay. When you say that, you reach the door.
Just frustrating.
And the door is unlocked.
Here we go. Just gonna open it.
Okay. You open it, and you are in what is basically a trophy room.
Whoa. Is it like actual trophies, or is this like serial killer type trophies that they're not like real trophies? They're like...
It is like...
It's a combination of the two. There's a bowling trophy on one side and a woman's breast mounted on the other.
It is like a bunch of stuff in
Oh my god.
cases. Like there will be like little stands with like a glass case with a item inside, or a suit of armor up against a wall in a case.
That one guy said he'll get this tower whenever it teleports back to him and everything inside of it. What if we took all of this stuff, broke everything, and then when he teleports the thing back to him, like we can like spray paint on the ground or something. Well, not spray paint probably isn't a thing. We can like paint on the ground like, haha, how you gonna like having a new world without all your stuff? Stupid. Shouldn't have left.
Oh yeah, and we can like write things like the adjudicators coming for you. You should kill them for being rude.
Yeah.
Or we can take all of his stuff and put it on the catapult on top of the dinosaur and fling it as far as we can.
That would be absolutely wonderful. Do you think that like monster thing outside? Oh, well, I don't know if you saw it or not. Well, I mean, you saw it on the way in. By the way, that door in the front, don't open it. He's right there. Do you think that monster's going to come with the tower?
Wait, which monster?
That big coral monster that we saw when we were flying away.
Oh, I guess it would.
So I'm just a little worried that, when this tower disappears, so will that gate, and then that thing's gonna be loose in the city. See, Lord of
Well,
Innocence
if the
people,
gate
but-
went with it, wouldn't the thing inside of the gate go?
See, that's what I don't know, because that one guy said, Kadosh said that even
Well,
if he were in the
what if
tower and the
we-
tower teleported,
You said the door in the south of the tower leads outside, right?
yeah.
What if we started launching all of his trophies at the thing with the catapult and kill it that way?
That would work. Do any of the trophies look significant? Like, is there any one that stands out from the rest?
I think it would be different depending on who was in here. Like, I think Akka probably saw there is a pair of
Well,
cestus.
I don't mean to Althea. I mean more like
There is not one more prominently displayed than the others.
not one. Okay.
They're all in basically the same case, it looks like.
What did you say was the thing that
Like, I'm guessing that Akka would be most interested in. There is a pair of cestus that you see has runes in giant on them.
What are cestus? I'm not sure if I know what that is.
They're metal Roman boxing gloves, basically.
Whoa.
Oh, well, they're definitely very interesting.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if you really like him, I mean, Caladrius is kind of a dick as well. We could really just like take his stuff. We could each keep something to like really taunt him. Be like, haha, we have it. Fuck
I
off.
mean, there's other
Bitch.
stuff, like there are nice robes and like there's a cool looking staff. Like there's a bunch of stuff in here that looks like very useful.
Is there anything that like emanates magic that I could feel or
Not
something?
Just by being there.
When I mean, yeah, I think I'm gonna take these. These just seem like cool things to have. So if like somebody ever says like, "Hey, where'd you get those?" I can be like, "Oh, well, there's this dickhead wizard that's trying to end the world."
Yeah. I think Althea would probably. How many staffs are in here?
Two.
What do they look like?
One of them is a wooden staff. It is carved like it's very gnarled. Like it's not a uniform. Like it doesn't go straight up. Like it has some bends in it. And then at the top, it looks like a bunch of branches curled around a like basically like a silver spearhead. But you can see that it's not
Whoa.
sharp.
And then what is the other one?
The other one is a ebony shaft, and then it goes and like basically has like a hand that is grasping a massive ruby.
You know what? These seem like they would be cool on my back, and I'm just gonna take both of them.
Okay. You open the first case, and when you do, almost like a pre-recorded message, you hear Caladrius's voice say, "Remember, Johan. Only 3 can be removed at a time." Do you still get the second staff?
Remember what?
Remember, Johan. Only 3 can be removed at a time.
Who is Johan?
Maybe it's the invisible guy that feeds
Oh, maybe.
Steve's boys.
Yeah.
As they're called.
Hey, Akka, do you think you could go... Oh, well, you know what, never mind. Hey, Marahim! Uncle Marahim!
So did I hear the voice as well, or was it just in their mind when
No,
she opened that thing up?
You heard it too.
Well, I mean, some things can only be taken. Can we bust up the rest?
Yeah. Well, I feel like we should maybe... well, I'm calling for Uncle Matt.
Do I hear?
because,
Yeah.
I want to see maybe which one... I'm pretty sure he's, like, been able to, look for magical things before. He could probably tell us which one of these... Maybe not what they can do, but, like, what kind of magic is coming from them. Right? Would you...
I actually can do the opposite. I don't have detect magic. I have identify.
Oh. Well, I mean, we could honestly have Uncle Merahim. We could sit here for an hour or two, and you could retribute.
Also,
When
he
you do
just
it.
knows a lot of stuff, so maybe he knows things about these trophies.
Yeah, that's what I was
true.
thinking when you were in that room. I was like, oh shoot.
Okay, so
Uncle Merahim.
Merahim and Marcus, you all hear Althea
Yeah.
shouting. And Althea, which of the staffs did you grab first?
You grab that big ebony staff, right?
Yeah, you definitely
Yeah.
grabbed the ebony staff with
Big
that.
ebony
Wrap
staff.
2 hands around it.
Yeah. Grasp it firmly, but not too firm. Give it a-
Marcus,
give
I
it
don't
a
like this.
Marcus, you're
Gentle
gonna
little
like,
yank.
take
The
a look
other
at all
two-
this.
The other two come to the room.
Hey, Uncle Merahim.
yes.
There's a lot of stuff in here. I think
Yeah,
maybe
Yes, there is. There's a-
there was a little message thing when I opened the case. It said, "Remember, Yoan, only 3 can be removed at a time." I don't know who
Oh.
Yoan is. We were thinking maybe it's the guy who feeds, Steve and his buddies.
Probably
right?
like an assistant of some
Yeah,
sort.
that's what Olka said. Really smart.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, I
Let
don't know.
let me take a look, and I can see if there's anything that might be of particular use to any or all of us.
Yeah, what
can I-
about, I'm going to hand out my ebony shaft.
I may have messed things up because I already took these out of their case.
Oh, do you have the cestus?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, there is one more staff that is in a weapons case. There is a pretty cool looking robe. It's sort of a dark green with gold and silver on the fringe, lining sort of deal. There's a big suit of armor. There is a bastard sword that looks like it's made out of bone.
Ooh.
There are a number of wands all against the wall, almost like a gun rack sort of situation. And then there is basically a satchel hanging from one wall. And there is a great big, basically basketball-sized ivory sphere.
Ooh. Do I recognize any of them?
You do not. Not that is the legendary this.
Yeah. And they don't have any labels anywhere.
They do not.
Okay.
Wait, do you think if I put these back, it would let us take another item instead?
Why don't we
Probably.
select a third item first? And then, if we don't like one of them, we can put back the one we don't like and see if it lets us take a third.
I think that other stuff might be good for Marcus. It seems to have branchy things on it.
Well, let me take these. I'm gonna gesture for both of those items that they've already gotten out.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
hand
gonna
them over.
him. Yep. My big ebony shaft.
I'm gonna cast identify as a ritual.
Handle
on
it gently.
each of those. You're disgusting. And I'll start with the boxing gloves.
Okay, so the cestus, they're basically leather gauntlets, but then they have these plates of iron on the hand and over the knuckles. They have runes. They are written in giant, and when you cast identify, they begin to glow. Essentially, they are, if you tap them together, if you pound your fists while wearing them once a day, you can cast Enlarge on yourself. It can't be broken.
Enlarge?
Yes,
What did you say?
Enlarge. It cannot be broken by breaking concentration or anything. It is just when you do it, you are large for the length of the spell, which I don't have in front of me, or when you decide to be done with it. And then you can choose every day whether it will do they will do an additional on top of your normal punches. If they will do an additional 1d6 fire, cold, or lightning damage.
What?
Something tells me, Marcus, this might be very useful for you. I'm going to hand them to him.
You hand these giant gauntlets to a halfling.
I like try to hold them in my hand.
Yeah.
No,
Turn into a bear. I'm telling you, turn into a bear, and you put those on.
That's what I've been telling him. He needs to turn into a bear.
nah, yeah, nah. Here, Eka, these seem like they're go ahead. They sound pretty impressive, though. If you,
I mean, they're pretty cool, but I don't know.
if you get big, you could wrestle me when I'm in my big bear form, instead of the little one that I go into when we wrestle.
I mean, I guess so. I hate wearing stuff.
I'm going to identify on the staff while they banter.
Sure. This
You can
staff-
go into a bigger bear.
uh,
Oh, sorry. I forgot. Yeah, you were going to be telling us stuff.
This staff is already a magical staff, and then it has a malicious fire spirit bound within. So the regular magical effect is that it allows you to add half of your spellcasting modifier to damage or healing. So if you are going to be healing with it, you get your regular modifier and an additional half of that. Or if you are doing damage with a spell, you get to add half of your ability score modifier to that spell.
Mm-hmm.
What the fire spirit does is that every time that you use this spell, every time that you cast a spell while you're attuned to this staff, there is a percentage chance that you can't tell by using Identify that you can be taken over for a period of 30 seconds by the fire spirit. It will end, and there is no way of knowing what the fire spirit will want you to do. But any fire spells that you cast, you have advantage on the attack, or can impose disadvantage on enemies made to do a saving throw.
Well, this one's quite a bit more dangerous. It is cursed, in a sense. I would recommend that if we put anything back, we put this back. Especially since
Right.
none of us use fire, unless, Marcus, you do.
Yeah, no, I don't use any fire. I, mostly just turn into creatures. Pounce on people, that sort of thing.
Yes, I agree. Well, would you like us... what are the robes... and I can't cast Identify unless I'm touching the object, I'm pretty sure.
Correct?
Yeah.
And you can't, touch the case and glean it either.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the shaft, the ebony staff back.
Okay. You put it back. You open up its case and close it. What else do
All right.
you want to take?
Do you want to look at the cloak or the staff? Do you want the staff, Marcus?
Well, I mean, like I said, I out of character, I'm thinking that these probably wouldn't benefit the wild shapes too much. I mean, it's possible that they would, but
I'll
we should look for.
Break character and tell you that the cestus will not benefit your wild shape.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Oh.
Other stuff, it's more up to you.
so I think that whichever one you would are more interested in.
I'm more curious about the cloak.
The cloak, yeah.
It's
Okay,
it's
go for it.
Robes with a cloak. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm
Just-
sorry. I'm more interested in the robes.
Okay. So you open up that case and take it out. So when you cast Identify, and you've kind of you burned through 100 gold because you only need the pearl once to cast it. But you discover that these robes give you resistance to poison damage, and while you are wearing them, you have advantage on persuasion checks with anyone who finds you attractive, which is, not too big of a boon. But then you realize that it also functions as a pearl of power, so you can store a spell in it at night and then take your long rest and just be like, I can cast that without a spell slot. And while you are wearing it, you cannot have I'm not gonna say that. Any concentration saving throw that you make, you get a +1 to maintain a spell.
Okay.
And I'll send
So what was the
what you all
first
end up
thing?
taking. I will send. You
What-
have resistance to poison damage.
Interesting.
When he pulls out the cloak that he wants, because of the 3 limit rule, Althea was waiting for him to pick something, so that way, she picked one thing, Marcus picked one thing, Akka picked one thing, and then he picked one thing. Now that he's picked his thing, she's gonna try and see if she can get another item out since she put one back.
Okay, what item?
But in case it was only 3 can be pulled out in total, even if you put something back, you can't pull something else out. She wanted to make sure that someone else picked something before she grabbed another item. So she was waiting.
Okay, what do you grab? What do you try?
I wanted to try the other staff.
Okay, you cannot open the case, and you hear Caladrius's voice again that says, Yoan, if you are attempting to clean things, I appreciate you trying to keep my trophies in pristine condition. But only upon my entry can you remove 3 other items to be cleaned. If you are an intruder, another attempt to get another item will be met with instant death. Be happy that I am not
So
here
even
to
though-
prevent your theft now. And then the voice is gone.
So even though we put the ebony staff back, we can't get something else out?
That
Alright.
message still played.
Okay.
Wait, I'm confused, but okay. So wait,
you
did
have
putting back
taken-
the one item not give you the chance to do another?
You have opened 3 things and removed them. You cannot open you were not able to open a third one, and that message played.
Even though we put
That
the
is-
ebony staff back in its case.
That is the order of events, yes.
Dang. Did anybody else hear that, or was it just in my head?
No, everybody heard that. I would assume.
So we're stuck with these?
Sounds like.
But I wonder if I can even open that ebony staff thing again. So, even if we can't use it,
We could sell it.
yeah.
I'm
And
gonna.
it's something that
I'm
you
gonna
can
try and
have.
open the ebony staff.
Okay, yeah, the case opens.
Okay.
Damn.
I'm gonna take it out. Unfortunate, but it is something that we could probably trade to the Lion's Hope for.
Yeah.
There will be a member of our order that can utilize this fire spirit. So,
And so, it's if you use that staff, you get to add your spellcast half of your spellcasting.
spellcasting modifier to damage or healing, and then there's
But
a
if you
percentage
do
chance- well, just if you cast any spell while you're attuned, there is a percentage chance that you'll be taken over by this fire spirit, and you also have advantage on attacks with fire magic, or can give enemies disadvantage.
Shit.
oh,
So-
but you don't need to attune to it in order to get the bonus damage.
Sorry, you do.
You do.
I
Okay.
I did not say that in the description,
And
but
so
all
is
of
it like
the
a
items that-
focus?
all of the items that you have require attunement that you just pulled out of this trophy case.
So is it a focus and you're casting through it, but so if I were to be attuned to it and I were to cast a spell but I'm not holding it, would there still be the percentage chance of getting?
Yes.
And you said the cloak does persuasion. It is a persuasion.
It gives you advantage on persuasion checks to people who find you attractive.
That might be a little helpful with me.
Yeah, I was like, I think Marahim goes to Althea and says, "Here, take the cloak,
Me?
take the robes. You can't wear armor either, so
I suppose that it is safer in your hands. I'd rather you not get hurt. And he'll take the fire spirit staff from her because he does not want her again to get possessed by a fire demon.
Thank you, Uncle Marahim. You're always looking out for me.
And
Cool.
I think, unfortunately, even though there's not a good way to end, I think that's where we're going to end tonight's session, everybody.
Okay.
Sorry, Marcus, you get nothing.
What do you mean? I got my new friend Jeff upstairs, and we have Steve right across the hall there. I think I came out ahead of all of you.
And
Maybe we
that's
can find a way to
where we're
take
gonna
Steve
end.
with us.
And that's where we'll end tonight's session, with the possibility of Marcus having a familiar in Steve.
Oh my god. That'd be great.
So thank you all for watching, and thank you all for playing. We'll be back on Wednesday with another game from the Thorns.
All right.
I've been your Dungeon Master. Don't go to PetSmart.